cook had to walk all the way across the restaurant because the table we were sitting at was right next to the freezer.
Yeah.
Had to walk all the way across the restaurant, sighing and like looking at me the whole time to get a bag of fries out of the freezer to go back and cook. She's like, it is not fry time right now. So it was.
You
it was
feeling
fun.
all right?
Yeah.
All right.
I got my iron. It was good.
I've just seen.
Honestly, it was the
I've
most.
seen a lot of movies. Yeah, I know what happens when you buck the system.
It was just
at a restaurant.
It didn't feel like they messed with it. I mean, as far as I could tell, it was. I'm pretty sure they were like, he's punishing himself by ordering liver and onions. What more can we do to him?
Right? They're like, how do we? But were they good? Were they hasty?
It was fantastic. I felt
enjoy it?
fortified. I was like, I don't think I've had a
did it
this
scratch
vitamin
your
rich of a
liver and
breakfast.
onion itch? Is what
It
I
did.
mean. All right.
It certainly did. It was very well prepared.
Then that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares if you had it for breakfast?
She has told me in the
With
past,
salad.
though, we don't want people to know about. We don't want advertising. She's like, we don't want more people to know about us. They're just like kind of two, mom and pop operation.
Sure.
At its heart.
Well, they can hire more people.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Usually businesses grow. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around liver and onion breakfast platter. That doesn't.
Yeah, apparently
I've never had that for breakfast.
As I was talking to the waitress, apparently somebody comes by and orders it with poached eggs, which that felt like the wrongest way to do it.
So kind of like a liver Benedict.
I guess, but that just feels wrong. Like, I mean, I don't know. You're putting a lot of weird consistencies, a lot of weird textures in one's mouth at one time, and that's.
Oh, I got a Charlie bit my finger thing. So I can get caught up on that.
So you can get caught up on a meme that's 20 years old. I'm pretty sure Charlie just graduated college. His older brother's a doctor now.
Now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Can you eat liver without onions? Or do they must go together?
I feel like it's the combo because you got the liver, the onions, the brown gravy, and the whole thing. I had fries because she's like, we don't have mashed potatoes yet. It was too. I hit him up too early for mashed potatoes. But with the brown gravy and the onions, I feel like you have to. I've had chicken livers sans onions, and they were fine, but it's not quite the same.
So I kind of wish you went the breakfast route to see.
I didn't even know they had it.
Well, when they offered.
Now, next time, I'm probably going to do it just to see what happens.
Yeah.
To see if it comes with like sausage. I don't know. What do you? I feel like in the breakfast scenario with liver and onions, the liver is like the steak you would order with like steak and eggs. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing like eggs and hash browns, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe a nice grit.
Maybe a good grit.
I don't know.
It's been a while since I've had a nice grit.
But I don't know.
The mind is left to ponder, so I'm going to have to try that next time.
All right. Maybe get McDonald's to do an R&D on breakfast liver.
An R&D on BLNO?
The mix single. And they call it that because you're not getting a significant other eating liver and onions for breakfast.
You're clearly single.
That's right. Because you're going, and by the way, it comes with a thing of those Listerine breast strips, by the way, too.
The clerk has been trained to ask, "Are you all right?" If you order it. You doing okay?
You doing all right there? All right, let me give you the rundown for today's show. Otherwise, we're going to be talking liver and onions for the next 3 hours, and we don't want that.
You don't.
Matt Bristol from Bristol office, all the way upstairs, going to join us here in just a few minutes. He stops by once a month and always talks sage legal advice with us. So
we're beneath him.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We are literally beneath him so many ways.
In so many ways.
But Matt's going to join us here in just a few. Then in the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Christina Arnold's going to be joining us, and she's got with her some UNM students. They're part of the BAMD program.
It's a lot of letters.
Yeah, and which these are health care students, kids that are training to be doctors. Uh-huh. And so they've got this camp where they're for a couple weeks. They're at different parts, and they're hanging out in Roswell. They're basically seeing like rural parts of New Mexico, and they get to learn about them. And kind of the deal is, once they become doctors, say, hey, come to these parts of New Mexico and set up shop and be a part of these communities. So they go around and they learn about different communities. Well, they're in Roswell. They were at Camp Convention. They're going to be at Boys and Girls Club, I think, this week. And then they're going to be also with Harvest Ministries and the Roswell Museum and Art Center, visiting UFO Museum. So they're hitting a bunch of areas. So they're going to join us here in studio. And I believe there's going to be 3 different students and Christina. So we'll talk with them, talk about what they've done, what they're doing, and all that good stuff. And just,
Very good.
So if you see them around town, be good ambassadors because they might fix your foot one day.
Yeah.
So be nice to them. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Bob Power's going to join us. Nice. They've got a dance coming up here this Saturday night, Cibolo Springs, and they're going to be doing a nice dance and a little shindig over at Westminster Presbyterian Church Saturday night. And they usually do some rock and roll and a little country western. And so they get out there. It's like $5.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Go in and go, shake your leg and eat some refreshments. If you're single, come stag, meet someone. Stag for you younger folks means by yourself.
Indeed. Come stag, leave tag.
Sorry, in case I didn't understand that vocabulary. Stag, I don't want to be a deer. No. Solo.
That's when that needs to be brought back is you don't hear people calling like bachelor parties or whatever the stag party.
Yeah.
And that term needs to be brought back.
It is. That would be
Did
groovy.
you have a good time at the stag party? I don't know why you have to put that accent with it. But.
Now you start to sound like they're out Cape Cod doing
Rhode Island, yeah.
Come to the stag party, Lodi.
I put myself in Lois like, Peter, I told you not to get drunk at the stag party.
See, when I go up, ritzy, I go right to Thurston Howell. That's probably combined generation. Others might.
Just real.
Someone more modern. I'm like, Lovey. It's like, who's this Lovey?
Lovey.
Yeah, I like Gilligan's Island. Sue me, all right?
That's why Gilligan's Island could never happen today. If a millionaire was stuck on an island, just, call in a helicopter. Everybody's saved after episode 1.
Well, if we're going to debate the realities that is Gilligan's Island, that's about a 2-second discussion. I'm just saying, why didn't they leave when the Globetrotters showed up?
Right? Yeah. Hey, wait, take us with you. We've been here for a long time. It was only a 3-hour cruise.
It's kind of like, no, we got to do it ourselves. You go ahead. Because we got a 2-hour movie coming up 3 seasons later.
We're contractually obligated to be here, so.
Oh, by the way, we could build a whole village with these amazing houses and coconut radios, but we can't build a boat strong enough to get off the island.
Right?
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we finally do, but it took us 12 years to do it. Meanwhile, we built an entire, village with a whole, internal economy and everything else, with bamboo and coconuts.
Yeah. We're good at some things. Turns out,
can't build a boat to get us a couple hundred miles
aquatic
to a place
engineering,
with people.
Not our strong suit.
But, we suspend disbelief. All right, it is 7:19. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today and very hot. Although we can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm, we should get mostly sunny skies. Our high around 105 and windy. Maybe a shower this evening, cloudy overnight, down to 72, and then sunshine and about 105 again on Tuesday. We'll stay in the low 100s Wednesday and mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 77 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 32% with winds calm at the moment. We have a heat advisory that's going to remain in effect or kick in at 1 today, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. You don't have to wait till 1 to get hot, though. They say there is a chance at isolated storms after 4 o'clock today. They say some of the storms could produce gusty winds. What they say the storms will not produce? Moisture, apparently. They say some of the storms could produce heavy winds. Otherwise, sunny and hot, 106 today. South winds 5 to 10. Little or no precipitation expected. So we'll probably get the winds, but apparently there's not enough moisture in those clouds for it to hit the ground, I guess. Tonight, they're looking at a 10% chance at some showers and thunderstorms before 7. However, they say there is a slight chance we could see some after 7 till about 1 in the morning. But again, little precipitation expected. But could be a lot of winds and overnight low of 74 with south winds 10 to 20. For you Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 103 tomorrow, southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 71 tomorrow night, south winds 10 to 15. 104 and sunny for Wednesday, south winds 5 to 15. And then Thursday, a 20% chance of showers, otherwise sunny, hot 97, 20% that night as well. And then Friday, sunny 97, and then 99 on Saturday, 95 on Sunday. So a smidge cooler, about midweek, if you want to call it that. All right, it is 7:22. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then Matt Bristol going to join us here from Bristol Law Office, and we'll talk sage legal advice. So you probably want to pay attention on the other side. Maybe even get a notepad or something. Get one of the yellow legal ones like the lawyers have. That's all Matt. I don't know if it's like once you get your law degree, if they just give you like a stack of those. I don't know how that works, but I'll ask him. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good June run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and light yearlings with condition. We expect to sell 900 head, breaking down like this. 150, 175 weighing cows and bulls, 100, 125 pairs of bred cows, 650, 700 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 20 to 25 cow-calf pairs, mostly black-white face Angus cross cows with Angus calves at side. These cows 6 to 10 years old. 20 to 25 bred cows, mostly black and Charolais crossbred cows, bred to Angus and Charolais bulls 5 to 9 years old. 48 light yearling Circle Bar Partnership, Balmorhea, Texas. Excellent quality black and red Angus crossbreds, medium condition, 450, 700 pounds. 60 heifers, Mr. Ricky Day, Meadows, Texas. Excellent quality English and exotic crossbred calves, good condition, right off short wheat, 550, 800 pounds. 67 calves, HFT LLC, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Good quality black and red and Charolais crossbreds, long-aged calves and thin, 400, 550 pounds. 29 calves and light yearlings, Mr. Brad Morris, Lake Arthur, New Mexico. Excellent quality black-white face Angus crosses, medium condition, 450, 650 pounds. And 50 calves and light yearlings, the Boyles Ranch out here west of Roswell. Good quality Charolais crossbreds, thin condition, 350, 650 pounds. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Pairs and bred cows 10. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:30. We expect to sell 900 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeastern New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment, living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:26, and joining us in studio this morning from Bristol Law Office, Matt Bristol with us. Good morning, Matt. How you doing today?
Good, Mike. How are you today?
Doing great. For folks who aren't familiar, Matt with as an attorney with Bristol Law Office joins us once a month, and we always talk sage legal advice here. And a lot of it's family, a lot of planning, a lot of that type of preparing for the future type things. You know, what kind of things should you do in terms of legal-wise to protect you and your family, or to ensure things happen the way you want them to happen? So that's a lot of our discussion.
Good to plan ahead.
Yeah.
Got to have a plan.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, you know, life always throws curveballs and things.
Oh, yeah.
So when you have to navigate those things in life, then Matt usually gives you information that at least helps mitigate the most problematic issues from happening to you if you prepare on those.
Well, we do our best. It's always, you got to plan your work and work your plan.
Exactly. And then really, and to be honest, if you listen to some of the stuff, or most of the stuff that Matt talks about, he's kind of putting himself out of business a little bit. I mean, if you think about it. Fortunately, there's a lot of people that don't listen, so he'll never run out of business. But if you do listen, you may not need to visit Matt so much down the road, or get the expensive version of Matt where it's a lot of time in a courtroom and things like that.
Well, I'm always surprised that no matter how much stuff we cover here, that sure enough, somebody comes in the next week and they have no clue. we need to expand our listenership or something.
There we go. We need to slip it into places where people don't, normally. It's like, yeah, you know me on the radio, but maybe I can hack your toaster or something. So every time you turn on
There you go.
Well, last time we were talking, and
talk about community property stuff.
Yeah,
that's kind of a broad subject. It affects every aspect of our lives here in a community property state.
Mm-hmm.
So there are only 8 community property states in the country. Yeah. Each one's a little different, but basically it's a Spanish custom.
Okay, so kind of your states that have some kind of Latin history behind it probably are going to lean more to these community property, like New Mexico,
Southwest United States,
California,
Texas. Yeah, a couple of states in the country have adopted it by statute.
Okay,
but mainly the southwestern part of the country where the Spanish came.
Okay,
so you're from back east.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time the Pilgrims arrived at Plymouth Rock, the Spanish had already been to the Mississippi River.
Yeah. That was an interesting lesson I learned when I went to Santa Fe for the first time and saw, if you've never done this, you should, but one of the oldest churches in the country are right there. And it's, 600 plus years old.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, oh, yeah, I thought I saw old stuff back east. And you don't think about that coming out here.
Yep.
And you're, while we're busy, while the popular history back east was being made, the people would be like, where you been? How you doing?
Yeah.
We've been here a while.
Been here a long while. And you notice the Spanish built missions in the Southwest to convert the Indians, but the English never did.
Yeah, it's true. You never think about that.
English never tried to convert the Indians.
And and now that's why you have such a large Catholic, that heritage in this area because of that Spanish influence. So.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if you're wondering why we're community property, it's that Spanish influence.
It's the Spanish influence.
Yeah.
So in this community property law, everything after the date of marriage is 50-50. So anything pre-marriage is called sole and separate. It's yours, period. Anything acquired after the date of marriage is both y'all's. It's 50-50, regardless of whose name is on it.
Mm-hmm. It's split down the middle because it was obtained together.
Obtained together.
Yeah.
Now, the exception would be if after marriage you obtained it by gift or inheritance, then that's considered sole and separate. That's 100% yours. It's not 50-50.
So it's kind of like, for example, your parents give you individually a check for $1,000 and say, "Here's that money is
this
your
for
money.
You. Yeah,
that's not earmarked for the marriage."
Right.
Gotcha.
So the date of marriage is the big date. So some people say, well, we've been together for, 15 years. It's like, sorry, this gets the date of marriage and that's it.
Gotcha.
So that's what we look at. Doesn't matter how much time you're together before that. It's the date of marriage, and that's all
Once
we look
you
at.
sign the legally binding contract that you're together, everything before that is not relevant to that history.
It's
at least legally.
Yeah, the sole and separate is not community. Now, maybe there was a business partnership if you went 50-50 on a house.
Gotcha.
But that would be more like a partnership.
Yeah, any other legal agreements you made together, those are still binding. But as far as non-legal binding agreements, not relevant in the eyes of the law.
Date of marriage.
Yeah.
So, and I still have people come in, speaking of people not listening to the show, and they say, well, those are, maybe they're looking at bankruptcy, and they say, well, no, those are my wife's bills. She needs to file bankruptcy, but not me. And I'll ask, oh, okay, well, how long you been married? Oh, 20 years. So those debts were made during the marriage? Oh, yeah. Well,
they're yours now.
They're half yours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but my name's not on them. Doesn't matter whether your name's on it or not.
If she defaults on it, they're not going to go after you to get the money from it.
That's right. And so I run across that on a regular basis well, my name's not on them. I don't owe them. Well, yeah, you do. So that's kind of one of the dangerous things about marriage, and people need to discuss before they get married is, how do people spend their money? How do people use credit cards? Because, if your spouse could have 6 credit cards you don't know about, and you're stuck paying them.
The only way that now how does that work for? So let's say one of the parties is married, or one of the parties has the bankruptcy going before. I mean, does that, if they're going through bankruptcy while the process of being married, does that bankruptcy carry into the marriage, or is that still a separate issue because that was a debt incurred by an individual prior to the contract of marriage being signed?
Wow, that was a convoluted question.
But does it make sense what I'm saying? Like, say they're in the process of going through the bankruptcy, or that one person is.
Actually, they're married or not married?
They're not married. One's going through a bankruptcy, or one's dealing with bankruptcy.
So they're single individuals.
And then they get married, and one's still in the process of that. Does the other incur that bankruptcy, or is it still separate because that was incurred before the marriage?
So we got 2 single individuals.
Yes.
And one is going through a Chapter 7 typically only lasts about 90 days.
Okay.
So it doesn't last a whole lot of time.
Okay. Well, maybe it was one of these weird Vegas,
Yeah. So most people wait till after the 90 days to get married.
I know, but some people aren't smart.
Some people are not. They're in love.
Exactly.
Okay.
And love makes you do really dumb things sometimes.
Okay, so they get married during the middle of the process before it's finalized.
Yes.
Okay. So because the debtor spouse incurred those debts pre-marriage, those are sole and separate debts.
So they can't go after the spouse.
So they cannot go after the spouse. It's just like if a couple marries and one of them brings in a bunch of student loans student loans are pre-marriage, then the spouse is not liable for those pre-marriage debts.
Okay.
Because those debts were incurred pre-marriage.
Well, what if it's just credit card or a household income debt that they had prior to marriage? Does that get absorbed into the marriage?
No.
Okay.
Any debt pre-marriage belongs to solely to that spouse, to that person.
Gotcha.
The second spouse is not liable for the pre-marriage debts of the other spouse.
Got you. So and that won't impact credit scores. I know now we're getting out of legal world, but that's where I'm kind of curious. So I wonder how that impacts credit scores and things. It's like my wife or my husband got the one with the bad credit, and they incurred that into the marriage, but they still have bad credit in the marriage. Does that start attacking my credit?
Well, a lot of once you're married, a lot of that stuff is going to be reported jointly.
Gotcha. So that's where I was kind of curious too, on the legal standpoint.
Yeah, because both husband and wife go to apply for a mortgage loan, they're going to run credit on both of them. Mm-hmm. So there may be some effect there. So sometimes we see that, and as a result, just one spouse ends up qualifying for the mortgage loan, and they leave the other spouse off. So they do a sole and separate property agreement where the wife has the good credit. then she gets the mortgage loan. The house is in her name only. Husband signs a sole and separate property agreement that it's her house, not his, because his credit was too bad.
Gotcha.
So sometimes we see that. And a lot of people are concerned about their credit scores, and they say, well, but, I had this, 750 credit score, and I don't want to file bankruptcy. And I'm saying, well, if you're talking to me about bankruptcy, chances are
you don't have a 750 score.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
You're about to lose it.
Because to go to bankruptcy, you've had to default on some payments and things, and people that miss payments don't have 750 credit score.
Right. And so a lot of people, in my mind, put a misemphasis on credit scores.
Sure.
Because that means you owe a lot of people and all your payments are on time, but it means you owe a lot of people, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
And so I talk about rehabilitation with my bankruptcy clients. And so we do a budget that's required for all cases. And part of the budget is, well, you get to have, say, $200 a month in savings for car repair. That's legit. You can have $100 a month in home repair savings. And clothing, birthday stuff. So you allowed a savings account because in theory in the bankruptcy court, from now on, everything's cash. So if there's a car repair, you have the cash and savings.
Gotcha.
Or home repair, you have the cash and savings.
You're not reestablishing credit. You're paying as you go.
Pay as you go.
Yeah.
Get you off the credit cards. But if you save like that $400 a month and you do it for 25 months, that's just 2 years. That's $10,000 in the bank.
And now you got a new nest egg to start over.
Plus 2 tax refunds. Well, if you got 10 grand in the bank, what do you need? You can't pay cash for.
Yeah.
Just about. So with that much money, do you really care what the credit score is anymore?
No. But if you're smart, you're using this to reestablish and come up with a foundation that's going to work this time.
Yeah, so hopefully if you have to use the credit card for new tires, then you've got the cash to pay for it in savings. Or if you have to get a new washer, you put it on the credit card, but you have enough cash in savings to pay the card off, and that will help rehabilitate.
I'm curious, not because I never thought about this, but when one files for bankruptcy and things, like you said, they go through these, but is there any mandatory, you must go to some classes? Is there any requirements on that saying you must learn how to balance a budget? If not, we're going. Is there any mandates on someone that goes through bankruptcy to go to classes or go learn how to balance a checkbook?
Well, and that's a good question, and the answer is yes.
Okay,
and I just kind of skip over that sometimes because I do all this all the time. There's a pre-bankruptcy counseling class.
Okay.
And the first class is, do you really need a bankruptcy, or is Matt pulling your leg about stuff?
Gotcha.
And so that's the first class is there a way to pay these people back or not?
Okay.
And generally there's not. So you have to have that first class before you can even file. So once the bankruptcy is filed, there's a second class. It's called personal financial management. And all the clients that I talk to enjoy the class. They say they learned a lot.
Good.
It's about a 2-hour class. You can log in and out, but there's no way to shorten it. And it's stuff like need versus want.
Okay.
And I'm surprised at how many of my clients have never heard of that distinction. Don't know that they actually balance checkbooks, but it's about personal financial management and how let's not get into this a second time if we can avoid it.
Sure, creating priorities and knowing when to say no and when to, what's like you said, a want versus a need.
Yeah, and so all the clients enjoy it. I probably need to take it one time just to know what it goes through, but that's probably something I've done personally for so long.
Sure, you just kind of
secondhand to me.
Yeah, it's just nature to you. But I was just curious because I've never filed for bankruptcy or anything like that, and I was like, is there anything in place to say, you know what? All right, we're going to bail you out of this one, but we don't want to keep doing this. Learn something so the next time you make smarter choices.
Well, see, even in bankruptcy, community property comes into play, or separate property comes into play. So if a couple's filing, they have to list all their community property as well as all their sole and separate property.
Okay.
Each individual ones. Well, sometimes only one spouse needs to file. And so people say, but all this, credit card debt is my wife's, only she needs to file. And I say, well, no, that's actually an asset question, not a debt question.
Okay.
So if the wife files, then she has to list all the community property of the parties and her sole and separate.
Gotcha.
But she can't list the husband's sole and separate property because she didn't have an interest in it. So what if he's got a gold mine?
Well, then he's got to do his own.
Well, if he's got a gold mine that's his sole and separate, that's not listed as an asset if she's the only one filing bankruptcy.
Gotcha. Because her name's not attached to that at
not
all.
attached to it.
Gotcha.
But she lists all the community property and her sole and separate. Doesn't list his sole and separate assets, file the bankruptcy. And you say, well, wait a minute, he didn't file. Can those credit card folks still come after him? Mm-hmm. And the answer is, yep, they can come after him. They can sue him, but they can't collect against any community property.
Okay.
Which his paycheck is community property. They can't garnish.
Okay.
If they know about his sole and separate, they can go after it.
Interesting.
But her bankruptcy protects not only the community assets, but all future acquired community assets.
Okay.
So in 2 years, they get a new car. That's protected by her bankruptcy because it's community property.
So, like you said, they can sue.
Yep.
But
Can't
what's
collect.
the likelihood of them winning that lawsuit?
Oh, they can sue. They can get a judgment. They just can't collect against any community asset.
Gotcha. But, well, I guess what I mean is, like, say you've got, like, they can, in essence, sue to get that gold mine.
His sole and separate.
Yes, sole and separate.
Yes.
But are courts awarding them that gold mine, or are they most of the time allowing them to protect that? I mean, what's the way it's leaning generally is what I mean.
Oh, the law says that they can go. So it's the non-filing spouse.
But are judges allowing that, or are they mostly shutting that down?
No, they can go after the non-filing spouse's sole and separate.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. As long as it's not otherwise protected by some other law.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Which odds are, if someone's smart, they probably have it covered under some other kind of...
Well, most people really don't have sole and separate property.
Yeah.
You know, you get married and you broke.
It's
and
joint. I guess the one instance would be if that gold mine was a long family thing and they're like, boy, that's yours and no one else's, and something like that.
Inherited from grandma.
Yeah.
Or oil and gas. And,
Yeah.
around here it'd be oil and gas. But, most creditors don't know that somebody's got an oil and gas interest.
Yeah.
And unless they put it on a loan application. And now again, this is wife's credit cards. And she made the application, so she probably didn't put down husband's oil and gas interest.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So they can, so a judgment creditor can get a judgment against the non-filing spouse. They just can't collect against community property. And since there's only 8 community property states in the country, most creditors in other states, weren't familiar with that law.
Okay.
So we spent about 12 years educating them because they would sometimes come after the non-filing spouse. And so we had this Dear Dumbass letter. We'd say, yeah, you can sue this guy and you can get a judgment, but you can't collect against community property. And here's the New Mexico bankruptcy case that says you cannot.
Okay.
So we would actually give them the name of that case in the letter. And we'd send it like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, you can get a judgment, but you can't collect.
Sure.
Send about 3 times. And always recite the name of the case. Because if they tried to go after the community property of the non-filing spouse, the bankruptcy court's going to go ape, what on them.
Gotcha.
Going to go all over them because you can't do that. And that violates the whole process of the bankruptcy court.
Gotcha.
Because you can't do that. So we give them 3-4 heads up so that if they did do it, they'd be willful malicious in their conduct.
Gotcha. Real quick, and I don't know if this is just a lawyer thing, and when, like you said, you cite the case. Is that a reference for any judge that may want to take this case and you say, go read this case first before you decide to entertain this? Is that kind of a message saying that?
It's a message to the judgment creditor that here's this decided case. This is the law in New Mexico.
Sure.
And you better go read it. And if you don't, then the court is going to hold you liable for being stupid.
Gotcha.
And not only were you stupid for not reading it, but if you had read it, you would have known better.
Mm-hmm.
And because you knew better and did it anyway, now you're an evil actor.
Gotcha. So I guess, but like I said, you're doing as much to notify the client here, but like say they did sue you on it and you go to court before a judge, is it I mean, does that happen where if the lawyer misses that case and the judge isn't aware of it, does it happen even though, like, look, you reference, is that where the appeal process gets into play here? I'm just like, are you doing it as much to notify the client as to say to the judge, you better not entertain this because it's going to get overturned and here's why?
And that would be a different example.
Okay.
So in my example, I'm notifying the judgment creditor that the law is against them doing a particular act.
Gotcha.
So if they do that act, and then we sue them for the act, and the judge says, well, gee, how do we know they just didn't make an honest mistake about what they were doing? Because, Judge, I told them 4 times.
Gotcha.
And gave them the case that says you can't do this.
So you're just basically establishing the track record there.
Establishing the record of either the incredibly stupid and they should be punished,
sure,
or they knew better and did it anyway and should be punished.
Gotcha.
So, the judge doesn't want you run to court at the very first instance of somebody made an honest mistake.
Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, they're backlogged on everything and everything's, glacial in the court system.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, Mr. Bristol, did you even give these people a chance to fix it?
Gotcha.
Yeah, Judge, we gave them 4 chances. They did it anyway. But now your question was, in the courtroom, do we warn the judge he's about to make a mistake?
Yeah.
And the answer is you have to.
Okay.
So if you're in the courtroom and so the judge says, well, I don't know if I like that particular provision of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
You go, well, wait a minute, Judge. You really can't pick and choose.
Yeah, right. It isn't your say whether you like it or not.
You can't just rewrite this thing because you want to.
Sure.
So if you're going to appeal, if that's in the back of your mind, the law requires you say, wait a minute, Judge, for the record, you're about to make a mistake that's reversible error. So when you go up on appeal, you can say, on the record, I pointed out the mistake.
Gotcha.
If you don't point out the mistake and you go up on appeal, the appellate court can say, well, wait a minute, did you warn the trial judge?
So you're just as liable as the judge is at that point.
If you didn't warn the trial judge, then you don't get it on appeal. You have to point it out to the trial judge and give him time to correct the mistake.
Okay.
Dear Judge, for the record, I humbly point out that you may be making a reversible error.
Gotcha.
If you're going to pick and choose which parts of the contract you're going to enforce.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so you have to make that record, and no judge wants to hear that stuff.
No.
So I had a case where somebody wanted to hold my client in contempt for not following the court order. It was a domestic case. My client lived in Texas. So they filed a motion to order to show cause while my client shouldn't be held in contempt. Set a hearing date, and we all show up in court. And so the other side says, yeah, we want to hold Matt's client in contempt. And I said, well, Judge, in order to do that, they have to personally serve my client with this motion and order. And they didn't. They just mailed it. And the judge says, well, but Mr. Bristol, you and your client are here today.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, Judge. And that's what the court said. And so-and-so and so-and-so case. I cited the case, and that's what they said. The client wasn't personally served with show cause, but they showed up in court anyway. The court held them in contempt, and they were reversed. The trial court was dead wrong.
Wow.
In other words, if you do it, Judge, you're going to get reversed too.
Yeah.
So that was reversible error, Judge. And so I'm just looking at the judge like, I dare you.
The judge catch wind after a while. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And there's no wiggle room.
Never mind. Moving along.
Room, yeah. But you have to point it out.
Sure. Gotcha.
But yeah, it's like there's no wiggle room here, Judge.
Even though if it is butt awkward sometimes.
Yeah. Just one of those things.
Yeah. But I guess, wrapping up this conversation here, the point of what we're making here is if you don't know these things, ask questions. When you assume something like this, that's going to bite you in the tail.
Community property affects probate. Something separate affects probate. I mean, it affects all aspects of our life. Come ask ahead of time.
And again, having these conversations and talking about these things will save you headache down the road. I know it's not sexy. I know no one wants to talk about what if, but I'd rather you talk about it and never need to enact it rather than you never talk about it and then everything goes south and you really put a huge hampering on everything you've worked towards because you didn't dot an I or cross a T here.
It's either expensive to fix or now you can't fix it. Yeah. So yeah, come talk to us.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't cost, any money or hardly any money to have a conversation with Matt, depending on the work there.
It's a lot cheaper to have a conversation up front, believe me.
Yeah. So, if any of the stuff we talk about here and you're thinking, I don't know, maybe I need to, check out Matt's website, go to bristoloffice.com. You can schedule an appointment to have him call and have a conversation, and maybe it ends in that conversation. Maybe no, we need to come in my office and we need to do some more digging here. But either way, it's sure be nice to get a phone call and say, nah, you're covered. Just do this and you're done. And then you go on about your day.
And then you have peace of mind.
Yeah, because
then
the alternative is not a path you want to go down sometimes.
Nope. Sure. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So bristoloffice.com, you can check that out and get an appointment.
Give us a ring, 625-5284.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got some time for some fact fiction, some stuff here.
Okay. So you and Sean were discussing the rain this weekend, and sometimes
or lack thereof.
And sometimes you can see it fall, but it never hits the ground. There's a name for that.
Okay.
It's called Virga. Rain.
Virga.
From the word virgin.
Okay.
It doesn't go all the way. I kid you not.
Life is funnier than art sometimes, isn't it?
Those Romans were, Anyway, that's what's called Virga rain. Yeah.
Interesting.
Isn't that funny?
It is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So if next time you see that, well, I don't know. Depends on the circles you're sharing that with. But
and then sometimes in our society we talk about your soulmate, your other half, and so where does that come from?
I don't know. I have no idea. I was trying to think of something, two sides of something, and I'm not.
In ancient Greek mythology, humans were originally both sexes, hermaphrodites.
Okay.
And so one day the human race pissed off the gods and they split them.
Okay.
And so now you spend the rest of your life looking for your other half, your soulmate.
Interesting. That's kind of romantic.
kind of interesting. Well, how'd they come up with that to explain it? But that's how old the idea is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I feel like that should be a movie. No, I'm just kidding.
It's an interesting thought. Anyway.
Find the soulmate, something kind of nice.
But that's where that comes from.
Interesting.
The idea is that ancient, yeah.
Well, if you didn't find your soulmate and you need help, Matt can help there too.
That's right.
You thought you did. Turned out it wasn't. Someone else's better half.
Yeah, we see a lot of people divorcing their not better half.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But if you've got more happier stuff, like you want to, set up trusts or set up, anything for the future of your children.
Or if you got minor children, we need to establish a guardian if anything happens to the parents.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Or if you want to protect your own assets down the road and get your wills set up and things like that.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of quick fixes online to do that kind of stuff, but it's like anything else in life. You get what you pay for. Be careful if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. There's
and the online stuff, they don't tell you what they're not telling you. And that's the problem is they're not telling you what you don't know.
It's a false sense of security sometimes if you don't pay attention to what's going on there.
I've had people come in with fill in the blank wills. And they go, well, Grandma did this fill in the blank will. How's it look? And I'm like, well, New Mexico doesn't recognize handwritten wills.
So that's strike one.
So the fill in the blank part doesn't count.
Yeah. If you do your will like Mad Libs, probably not the best strategy. So
No.
call Matt. bristoloffice.com. He can tell you the better strategy.
Yes, please. Look forward to it. Thank you, Mike, so much.
Anytime. Appreciate it, Matt. We'll see you next month here.
All
And hopefully we'll have some good stuff to talk about sometimes. I know we always talk about the what ifs, but It will be some good stuff. So
You bet.
thanks, Matt. Stay warm or stay cool this week.
You
That's
too.
easier said.
Stay safe. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. It is 7:56. Let's get you into your Wall Street business update. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The prices of gas, food, and most other goods and services jumped in May, raising inflation to a new 4-decade high and putting the squeeze on American households. Consumer prices surged 8.6% last month from a year earlier, faster than April's year-over-year increase of 8.3%. The Biden administration has scrapped former President Donald Trump's red, white, and blue design for the new generation of presidential aircraft after an Air Force review suggested it would raise costs and delay the delivery of the new jets. Trump in 2018 directed that the new jumbo jets shed the iconic Kennedy-era robin's egg blue and white design for a deeper navy and streak of dark red. The Trump paint scheme is not being considered because it could drive additional engineering, time, and costs. That's according to an administration official who spoke on the condition of anonymity. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. You've convinced yourself it's warm enough to swim in your pool for the first time this season, even if the temperature still carries a hint of fading cold. Who cares? You've paid your winter dues. With hours inside and too much pie, it's time to open your pool. Barbecues, suntans, and games of Marco Polo. Here you come. The only question is, how ready is your pool? It has been waiting patiently for this day too, ready to make your neighbors drool. If you rely on BioGuard products, get ready to slap on some sunscreen and fire up the grill. Not only does BioGuard provide simple solutions, they also have expert dealers who can help you be the best pool owner you can be. Because when your eyes sparkle at the side of your pool, they should always return the favor. Visit your BioGuard dealer at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, and start the season off right.
We cut to order, special order, products sold and new. You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
So you think drinking alcohol can't hurt you? It'll mess you up big time. Say adios to large chunks of your brain. Major damage is already being done. Other parts of your body are getting wrecked too. Forget about sports, forget about school, forget about doing much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life.
Sponsored by the NMDOT.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
Closing in on 8 o'clock, Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street plunges at the opening bell. We'll have that story in a moment, but first, a significant last-minute change in the program for the House Committee investigating the U.S. Capitol riot. We get details from correspondent Bob Agnew.
Rich, just minutes ago, we learned that former President Trump's 2020 presidential campaign manager, Bill Stepien, will not be appearing today after all. By questioning the president's inner circle, the Democrats had hoped to prove Mr. Trump not only knew about the riot, but orchestrated it. Meanwhile, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says the Select Committee has operated outside the law on more than one occasion.
Speaker Pelosi's Select Committee on January 6th is unlike any other committee in American history. In fact, it is the most political and least legitimate committee in American history.
Rich, it's not clear what shape the hearings will take now with this last-minute change.
And that report from correspondent Bob Agnew. The S&P and the NASDAQ trading at 52-week lows after stocks plunged at this morning's opening bell on Wall Street. The benchmarks adding to Friday's big losses that were triggered by a surprisingly bad inflation report. The S&P down more than 20% from its all-time high, now operating in bear market territory. Day in and day out, Russian forces continue to hammer away at Ukraine's industrial heartland, the Donbas region. Correspondent Charles de Ledesma says the invaders making slow but steady progress.
If Russia prevails in the Battle of Donbass, it will mean that Ukraine loses not only land, but perhaps the bulk of its most capable military forces, opening the way for Moscow to grab up more territory and dictate terms to Kiev.
And watching Wall Street, stocks are sharply lower, with the Dow down 594 points for a loss of close to 2%. The NASDAQ is off 341 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I've always been kind of cynical towards advertising, which I know doesn't make much sense considering I'm currently recording a commercial. It's all the fluffy words that make us cynical, right? A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a blue light special, but only, of course, if you call right now. It all kind of makes me nauseous, and yet here I am about to say that right now actually might be a once-in-a-lifetime moment for some of us, and that is the opportunity of a cash-out refinance. Arguably never has there been a moment in time like the last few years where home values have jumped at crazy historical levels, leaving all this extra money sitting inside our homes. A cash-out refinance lets you put that extra money in your pocket to use for life. If you'd like to see your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
China's capital putting school back online in one of its major districts amid a new COVID outbreak linked to a nightclub. Here's the BBC's Stephen McDonald.
I'm in quarantine right now in Xiamen. That's because I've returned to China, and everybody coming back into the country still has to, for several weeks, do centralized quarantine, like in a dedicated quarantine hotel, because this is the last major economy to give up on an approach of zero COVID. That is, for attempting to squash every outbreak as it comes along and returning to zero cases. And what this means is that strict measures are being taken in cities across the country whenever a few cases emerge.
Meanwhile, life has yet to return to normal in Shanghai. This despite the lifting of the more than 2-month lockdown that was prompted by a small outbreak of COVID-19 infections. News and analysis at townhall.com. An iconic American fast food chain is no longer in Russia, but there is a replacement, and it's now officially open for business.
McDonald's halted operations in Russia last March after the invasion of Ukraine. Some of the franchises stayed open under Russian management. That was until last month when McDonald's sold its 850 restaurants to a Russian man who owned multiple outlets in Siberia. As for the new operation, its new name translates into English as Tasty. Period. 15 were set to reopen in Moscow this weekend, with hopes to have 200 open by the end of the month. Meanwhile, the company needs a new soft drink supplier when its limited stocks of Coca-Cola run out. George Williams reporting.
Firefighters battling a blaze about 6 miles north of Flagstaff, Arizona, that has forced evacuations. The so-called pipeline fire reported Sunday morning. By the evening, it had burned as many as 5,000 acres. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican, whoa.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
That's an oxymoron.
I know.
That doesn't register.
I was trying to hype it.
Happy.
Just hard to do on a Monday. Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Great weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot done. Cleaned out, the whole, de-kidded the whole place, basically.
Yeah.
It's a whole process. Once the kids go home, I have to, find the cats, figure out where they've been hiding for the last 2 days.
Where they come out of their little fallout shelter.
Find the random spills, pull things off from underneath the beds. It's a fun process. Yeah.
So, all good now?
Yeah, it looks like a home again.
Good.
So,
ready for the kids to come back this afternoon?
No, they'll come back on Friday. They'll come back and destroy it all over.
Oh, okay. So you got your week this week.
Yeah. But got some pretty good news last week. Rhiannon is going to be taking a few weeks vacation in Oklahoma around her birthday.
Oh, she's going to go see Grandma and Grandpa?
Going to go see Aunt Penny and Uncle Tommy, who she'll be staying with. She'll probably see Grandma Bootsy at some point during the trip, and maybe Uncle Ben. He can
good. So
stay out of jail.
2 weeks with family kind of thing. I remember that time in my life when I got to go with Grandma for a couple weeks.
There was one trip I distinctly remember. It was me and my sister when I was young. I want to say it was right after we first moved to New Mexico. So it was 95, 96.
Mm-hmm.
They put me and my sister on a Greyhound bus and sent us to Oklahoma to stay with my Aunt Kathleen.
Okay.
And it was a great time. It was a fun week. We went to Frontier City, which is the theme park there.
Okay.
Wet and Wild, the water park there. It was a good week. As I've become an adult, I've sort of processed what was happening while this was happening, and it was I wonder why I just randomly we both got sent away for a week. And I'm sure it was, it was fun times for the kids, but it's what was going on in Mom and Dad's life?
Mom and Dad were kicking y'all to the curb so they can have me time for an entire week. Absolutely.
Yep.
Now you know.
And now I've processed things. They wanted to be devious they wanted to be just despicable for a whole week.
Although, do you think so? And you now, or do you think they literally just sat in the house and were like, you hear that? There's nothing going on.
Now that's
how amazing is that?
That's exactly. Well, here's what happened. In my opinion, it was like I first described for the first, we'll call it 3 or 4 hours of the day, and then for the rest of the week, it was exactly that. It was just let's just enjoy abject silence.
It's what do you want for dinner? I don't know. We don't have to do something with mac and cheese or chicken nuggets or, We
don't actually even have to have dinner.
That's right. We could go out. We could do...
That's something I figured out as an adult.
Dinner. Yeah.
You don't have to have a structured meal every meal. I mean, you can actually save yourself a ton of money that way.
If you don't have kids and raising them, you can kind of do that. Yeah.
Just coast.
Or eat 2 meals and be just a savage.
Coast till you that's called bang bang. Going bang bang.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah, I've done that a time or two, and it's probably why I'm in the situation I'm in.
I have sat at a table at a diner here in Roswell and watched a man order 2 entrees.
That's amazing.
That is a baller move. I looked at him and I was like, I went through a range of emotions at this moment. I looked at him, I was kind of disgusted at first, how could, and I'm that is kind of genius.
You just all wish you had the gumption to do the same thing in a public space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all of you want to do, I want the burger and I want the tacos.
The chicken.
Yeah.
And the steak. and the chicken.
And this person just said, I don't care if you judge me.
Yeah.
Give me both.
I'm going to enjoy a little bit of both, and I'm going to have a ton of food.
Now, did he eat them all or did he take it home?
Now, that was the other thing, is this was a while back, so I'm trying to remember. I don't think he ate most of it, but I don't think he took the remains home.
Oh, wow.
Which,
I probably get, because I'm just thinking after I've consumed 2 meals at one setting, and there's leftovers, the last thing I want to do is see it ever again.
Sure.
So maybe that's where it went to gluttony to the point of to shame.
I will say,
and they say, take it away from me.
It's not very often that I'm known to eat food that I take and take away, like boxes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do on occasion, but like it just hits a point of diminishing returns.
I do all the time. Like I went to the new Mediterranean place on Saturday, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But I over-ordered because I wanted to try different.
What'd you get?
I got the sampler.
Okay.
Appetizer sampler,
Sure.
which came with grape leaves that are stuffed in with rice.
With the rice and the lentils? Yeah.
Yes. And then it also came with the little falafel.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got with baba ganoush.
Oh, nice.
And I enjoyed all three.
Mediterranean food is a relatively bland food. Like they don't use a lot of like big bold spices. The flavor is mostly in their sauces.
Yeah. And they used like grape leaves as a different.
The grape leaves would have been much more satisfying if they would. I'm gonna continually have like a bottle of lemon juice on me because with the lemon they were fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little squeeze of lemon juice on there. They're fantastic.
I dipped them in that same white sauce.
That tzatziki or whatever, yeah, which is pretty doggone
awesome. Good. But anyway, my wife was not a fan of the lettuce wraps or the falafel. She did like the baba ganoush and the pita bread. If you do not know what baba ganoush is, you probably have heard that. Maybe watch Wedding Crashers. They say baba ganoush about 10 times in that movie.
It's a fun term.
It's think of hummus, but instead of course, hummus is made with chickpeas.
Right.
Instead of making hummus with chickpeas, it's hummus but with eggplant instead of chickpea, and so it's a sweeter hummus. And it was on point with that. By the way, their pita bread, you just give me a big bowl of baba ganoush and that pita bread.
Dude, I'm a huge fan. And I'm assuming fresh made pita.
Oh, yeah. And you could just leave me alone. I'd be just fine. So we had that. It was excellent.
Nice.
My wife liked one of the three. Then my wife got the kebabs with the beef, I can't remember pronounce it. Something with a K.
Quebec?
Something.
Yeah.
It's basically a ground beef.
Inside of like a...
think of like a Mediterranean version of a Salisbury steak kind of thing or something like that. Or a chicken fry. You know what I mean? That consistency of ground beef put together kind of thing. Like a burger
Then it
patty.
wasn't the thing I was thinking. Because these were like these three... I had one... It was another one of the appetizers.
Well, it's got a fried coating on it.
Well, it was ground beef inside.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah, with like some spices and like lentils and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were on the kebabs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those were... I didn't like those. They were a little bland for my taste.
Well, Kim's, whatever hers was delicious. I tried a bite. And then I got the chicken shawarma wrap.
Okay.
And for my side, I got lentil soup.
Nice.
And it was very good.
Lentil soup. Now did you go the move of dipping the wrap into the lentil soup?
I did not.
Now, okay, lentil soup has a tendency to be kind of bland.
You know, it's to me, if you like a kind of to me, the lentil soup has a bit of it's more savory.
Okay.
Like to me, it was more like a chicken stock, but not chicken. It's chickpea, obviously, or lentils. But it doesn't have a veggie taste.
Okay.
It's got more to me that savory, meaty taste to me.
And it didn't have like any ham or anything in it?
No, it was a broth.
Okay.
It was like a velvety broth.
Nice.
And
it sounds delightful.
It was very good. It's if you like a chicken bone broth but thicker, more velvety, that's lentil soup. At least their lentil soup. It was very good. I dug it. Because they're like, do you want fries or soup as your size? Like, I eat fries anywhere. I want to try this lentil soup of which you speak, and it was good.
Nice.
But I didn't think to dip my shawarma in it because really the shawarma, it's full of that Sarah sauce.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I was like, I didn't want to. I didn't want to taint that up so I didn't.
Okay.
But I ended up taking like half that shawarma home, some of that pita with the baba ganoush. Kim brought her kebab back, and so I got 2 meals out of all of it. But yeah, it was a 10. I've got listed like a couple things I already want to try the next time I go.
Yeah, there's definitely a few things I'm curious about, because the time I went, I literally just had 2 appetizers. So I'm gonna try some.
I
some
got a meal and an appetizer, and then I'd offered some of mine to Kim, but she it was a new experience for her. I've eaten things that are different Greek, and I'm growing. Kim's got her. She's more of a, this is my wheelhouse. This is where I stay.
Sure.
I don't. She
spiky.
will venture if I kick and screaming drag her through it. She wanted to try something new here, and she loved it, and she found some stuff she liked. But the lettuce wraps and the grape leaf wraps and all of that was not her cup of thing.
The other thing I'm curious to try.
But it was excellent. I dug it. It's just not her bag.
I've seen the truck. It's a food truck. I've seen it around town. I think it might be called Love's Kitchen. It's Nigerian food.
Okay.
I'm genuinely curious to try.
I'd be curious to see what the fare is on that menu.
I've seen it around at a couple of different events. It's a very brightly colored food truck.
Okay.
So we'll eventually try to track them down.
And I ain't gonna lie, my knowledge of anything Nigerian right now is from the sitcom Bob Hart's Abishola. So if it ain't in that,
you got more than I do. You got more than I got.
I watched that show.
That's incredible.
So if there's a dish in there that they mentioned, then
what was it again?
Bob Hart's Abishola.
I remember Bob Hart.
Yeah.
I don't remember Abishola.
No, it's Mike and Molly?
Yeah.
Mike from Mike and Molly.
Okay.
He's
Michael O'Malley, right?
Yeah. No, that's not his name, but whatever his name is. No, I think Michael Miley's that guy.
Okay. No, yeah. I'm thinking. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
But anyway, it's
still standing.
That dude.
Uh-huh.
And he is the owner of a sock company.
Okay.
And he has a heart attack or something at the beginning of the series. And his nurse is this lady from Nigeria, Abishola. They meet, they fall in love, and then comedy and life ensues. And that's Bob Hart's Abishola. So it's a culture show of African culture and white culture mixing together, and the comedy that comes from that.
I see. It's cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
But so that's my knowledge. Nigerian knowledge is that television show. Past that, I don't know any kind of Nigerian cuisine or Nigerian, customs and traditions. So
that's still a pretty good pull.
Yeah, that's all I got. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. I haven't even done the rundown yet here. Let me give you that right now. So we're gonna get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes, and then joining us, we're gonna have Christina Arnold join us, and she's got with her from the University of New Mexico. They've got their BA/MD program, and these are some students that are they're healthcare students, and they go around the state and they learn about different aspects of the community, volunteer at various organizations, and really get to see stuff. So we have 3 of those students that are in town for several weeks, I think. Haley Hughes. We also have Madison Sandoval and Tiffany Nostroza. I think I'm mispronouncing that. We'll make her pronounce it correctly here in a little bit. But they're going to join us, and so we're going to talk about what they've seen and what they've done so far, what they've got planned, and learn you a little bit more about this UNM program as well. So that's coming up here in just a bit. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your town hall business, Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do anything else, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Spoiler alert, it's going to be hot. Probably not going to like it.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today and very hot. Although we can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm, we should get mostly sunny skies. Our high around 105 and windy. Maybe a shower this evening, cloudy overnight, down to 72, and then sunshine and about 105 again on Tuesday. We'll stay in the low 100s Wednesday and mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, did I refresh? Nope. I was doing something else. Instead of what I'm supposed to be doing. I always get it wrong. All right, currently 83 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 26%. Winds currently out of the south at 12 miles per hour. Heat advisory for today, in case you need someone to tell you it's hot, it's going to be hot. 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. today, we have that heat advisory in effect. We also have a slight chance at storms with no precipitation. They're saying isolated thunderstorms after 3 today. Some storms could produce gusty winds. Sunny, hot highs of 106 expected today with southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Little or no precipitation expected. So whatever storms, it ain't hitting the ground. So we'll get the wind and all that, but none of the moisture, the sweet, sweet moisture we need. For tonight, they're saying we could see a few isolated sprinkles before midnight, but partly cloudy for the most part with an overnight low of 74. South winds 15 to 20, dropping down 5 to 10 after midnight. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 103 tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tomorrow night with an overnight low of 71. South winds 10 to 15. Wednesday, sunny, hot, high of 104. South winds 5 to 15. Thursday, they're throwing in a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, sunny, hot, high of 97. And then Friday, sunny, 97. And then for the weekend, sunny, hot, 99 for a high. Saturday, sunny, 95 for a high on Sunday. All right, it is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then we'll have some of our UNM BAMD students joining us here from UNM here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Make your home a smart home with Smart Home Wi-Fi from Plateau. Now you can connect more devices to fast, reliable Wi-Fi throughout your home. That means faster speeds with no downtime or lag. Enhance your connection, expand your reach, and experience whole home device control and protection with Plateau. Plateau offers true fiber with options starting as low as $60 a month, all with no caps and no hidden fees. Call today 575-755-1000 or stop by 1001 South Main in Roswell. Get Smart Home Wi-Fi today from Plateau. Tried, true, trusted. Rib Crib is celebrating Father's Day all weekend long with endless slow-smoked righteous ribs, plus unlimited sides and bottomless refills, all for only $17.99 this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Choose from Rib Crib's original signature rub or get sweet and sticky, plus all your favorite sides like coleslaw, mac and cheese, sweet and smoky beans, and so much more. It's a ribtastic Father's Day celebration you can really sink your teeth into. Father's Day Rib Fest, all you can eat ribs all day this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Rib Crib on North Main in Roswell. Smoking the stuff Dad's really wanted since 1992. This lot is hot. The summer of savings is on now at Roswell Nissan with scorching savings on a fresh lineup of amazing vehicles like a 2016 Nissan Altima for just $319 a month, a 2015 GMC Terrain for just $269 a month, or a 2016 Jeep Cherokee for just $209 a month. Get a Mexico resort vacation or Apex Cinema movie ticket just for stopping by, an Apex Cinema gift card with any test drive, and your choice of splash pad with purchase. And register to win a trampoline basketball hoop combo to be given away June 18th at 1 p.m. The summer of savings on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Your ride is broke, needs a fix? Come on down, we'll take care of it quick at Big O. Big O Tires. Whatever the problem, we'll ease your fears. We got experience nearly 60 years at Big O. Big O Tires.
You can always count on your local Big O Tires to give you quality products and trustworthy service, all for a low price. From May 16th through June 19th, get up to $140 in rebate savings on BF Goodrich tires with installation purchase, or get up to $140 in rebate savings on Michelin tires from May 23rd through June 19th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 were permitted. Void where prohibited. For further details on use and restrictions thereof, see BigOTires.com. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
You know, there's something magical about homegrown tomatoes. Watching the plants grow, seeing the blooms pop, and then picking a big, ripe tomato and slicing it up on a sandwich. Hi, this is Jim Gill. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we have some of the prettiest tomato plants that we've ever seen, just waiting for you to make the magic happen. We have some good-looking pepper plants, too, and the geraniums will be coming along soon. So you say tomato, and I'll say tomato. Come and get your plants at Roswell Seed. No, I'm not going to say tomato. Nobody around here says tomato.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, we have 3 students that attend the University of New Mexico, and they're part of a BA MD program where all 3 of these students are training to become medical professionals here. And so as part of this program with UNM, they get to spend, is it all summer you guys do this, or just for like about a month during the summer?
Just a month.
About a month here during the summer. And so they get to come and spend time in a rural part of the state and kind of learn about the community. And it's kind of they come and learn about what's going on, probably learn about the needs. And at the same time, we as a community get to wine and dine them and be like, hey, when you get done, being doctor stuff, you might want to set up a shop here in our neck of the woods. That's kind of how it's meant to be, right? So we have 3 students here. Haley Hughes is with us. Also, Madison Sandoval and Tiffany. If I botch this, I apologize. Tiffany Inostroza?
Yeah, close enough.
Is that, how far off am I?
No, it's pretty close. Inostroza.
Okay. Inostroza. Okay. Yeah, the Y's always, I'm like, yin. Yeah. Good morning, ladies. Welcome. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. So you guys are juniors at UNM, right?
Yes.
Good. All of you are studying to be doctors. Is that the plan?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, are you guys at the point in your studies where you start to specialize, or is it still way general? I don't know. You guys go to school for like 8 years, right? So
yeah.
I don't know at what part you get to. So like in that part, so are you guys just still in the? Are you at the point where you get to start studying specialized medicine, or is it still in the general phase now for you guys? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very general. We got a long ways to go.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's a lot of biology and chemistry classes right now.
Okay. So not white coats and stethoscopes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, none of that.
No, just
getting
plants
closer,
and animals.
Okay.
Biology.
Okay, very cool. So the stuff you actually have to learn all that to earn the white coat, and then say, all right, you got. Now you know some of the big words, and so you guys are all juniors. All of you are from New Mexico, right? You guys,
Yes.
What parts of New Mexico we were from? Tell everybody where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Albuquerque initially.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm
Tiffany?
from Silver City.
You're from Silver, and you're from.
I'm from Tejeras.
Tejeras.
Might as well be Albuquerque.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah,
Close
you just
enough.
throw a rock and you're out in the suburbs. I get all that. Good. Now, are you guys born and raised from New Mexico? I mean, you guys spent very cool.
Yeah.
So you're pretty. Have you been to Roswell before coming here? This is your first time ever coming to Roswell?
This is my first time.
Okay.
It's my first time as well.
Have you been here before?
I went to New Mexico Military Institute
Oh, so
for 4
Madison,
years.
you're very well versed in Roswell, New Mexico.
Yes, I've been here
Good. So you're an
before.
alumni of
Yes,
of
class of 2020.
Okay. So did you go to the high school or the junior college?
Just
or both?
high school.
Okay.
Yeah, all 4 years
Very
of high
good
school.
deal. So now, as far as doctors go, what do you have you decided what direction you want to go, or are you still in that phase where you're kind of haven't decided yet?
Well, it's changed for me like 6 times, but radiology at the moment is looking pretty cool.
Okay. Good deal. What about you guys?
Yeah, it's also changed for me a ton.
Okay.
But right now, emergency medicine sounds really
So you want to hang out the ER,
Yeah.
and you like the faster pace,
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
high energy type stuff. Okay. All right. Have you decided or kind of
I'm
leaning?
still kind of keeping my options open. Tried
Okay.
a couple of things out and still kind of deciding.
Do you have like a dream one, like regardless of what it takes to get there? If you're like, that would be so cool to be whatever, brain surgeon, whatever. I mean, is there one that you're just like, I mean, it's so much work to get there, but like that would be really cool. Is there like a dream one like that? Like, I don't know what it is. I have no idea, but I mean, plastic surgery, I have no idea. What's like the glamorous?
Yeah. I feel like dermatology is pretty interesting.
Because that's pretty broad.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's
that
anywhere
they-
from clearing up pimples to cancer. I mean, it's kind of broad there, you know.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. Now you guys have been in Roswell for about a week now, right?
Right.
And you guys, and each week you kind of spend different aspects of the community. So last week you spent a lot of time at the camp convention that was going on over at First United Methodist Church. It's a week-long day camp for elementary-age kids, and they do math, science. So I imagine you were very familiar with probably some of the subject matter and some of the stuff that was going on. Were you guys working as kind of like counselors there or just observing? What were you guys doing that week?
It was pretty much counselors. We worked with like another person who was there also that week.
Okay.
We were just kind of helping get the kids together and take them to class and kind of like help them with the different projects that they were working on in each class.
Okay. So it didn't convince none of y'all to be pediatricians when you're done here?
Kind of the opposite.
Like, no, I want old people. But you have a lot of fun. I mean, you get to, because I mean, you probably get to do stuff you don't, I mean, let's face it, for the last, 3 years, you guys have been, hitting books, studying, and live and breathe and eat and sleep in this stuff. So it's probably kind of nice to at least, all right, we're doing something here where kids are working on this underwater robot fish.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it was really exciting to see how excited the kids were about all the STEM fields. And so that was a treat in and of itself to see them really invested in that. So.
I know you guys are very young still, but you've got some life experiences now. Do you kind of see yourself in them? Some of those kids sometimes, and you're like, I remember when I was that excited about something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds you of you sometimes. You're like, oh, I remember when I loved that. And then you kind of make you start thinking. Ladies, the older you get, the more you're going to do this. You're going to go back and think, man, what was I thinking back then? Or how did he know? Why did I draw to that then? It's, as you get older, things change. Too. But so now, where are you guys at this week?
This week we are at the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, you're going to hang out at the Roswell Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another fun week of meeting some of our youth, meeting some of our staff and things that are here. They have a great summer program there. So good deal. So is it going to be kind of serving as counselors there kind of thing too? Or what do you guys know yet what you're going to be doing there? Just hanging out?
I think we're excited to find out when we get there.
Okay. Oh, so first day's today, huh? Do you guys
later this week? We'll start.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. So I'm like for like this week, what's it like for you guys? What's your schedule? I'm just kind of curious where they have you going around and what you're seeing. What are you getting a chance to see?
Yeah, no, it's very busy because with volunteering, we also shadow different doctors in Roswell.
The idea is to help you guys find your niche too.
Yeah. So we have that along with community exploration activities. So just yesterday, we went to the UFO museum.
Yeah. No autopsies there to work on? Today we're going to learn alien anatomy. Come on in.
We also have had the opportunity to do some police ride-alongs with the police department.
How was that?
Maddie
I did.
is the only one who's done it so far. The other two
It was very interesting.
Nice.
Very high speed. Bit scary.
Did you get
I
into
did not get into a high speed.
Okay, I didn't know if you got into a snare.
We zoomed down 2nd Street, going pretty fast, going to one of the calls.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
Did you do it with the Roswell City Police or the Sheriff's Department?
I think it was the Roswell City Police.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've done one once, and I know what you're talking about. I did it, this was several years ago, and they had a car accident, out halfway to Vaughan. On the highway halfway to Vaughan. And it was actually in Dabaca County, but Dabaca's got 3 cops. It's so rural up there. And so a lot of times Chaves County and Roswell services respond to stuff up there. And so they had a single car accident that was 40 miles outside of town. And I was doing the ride along that night with the county sheriffs. And that of which you talk about, we went up Main Street. And this was a Friday night. And it was late. It was about 10 or 11, but it was Friday night. There was still a bunch of cars. And they were booking it up Main Street so fast. And one thing I learned on my ride along, which you may have learned as well, if you're driving, if you're on Main Street or something and there's 2 lanes and you're in the left lane, they're always going to be in the left lane passing. So don't get in the left lane. If you see cops speeding up, get over to the right. They're always good, and they're going to make you go to the right. They're not going to go around you on the right. They're going. That's not safe. So they're going to get right on your tail, and they're going to blow up the lights and tell you to get over. that's what you do. Did you kind of learn that a little bit?
There was not as many cars.
Okay.
So
See, I went
not.
through and this guy's hauling and it's busy. It's traffic. And I'm like, wow. And I realized how people get nervous and stupid when, like, the one guy, we were going and the cop got right up on him and he blew the lights and the guy like, whoa, and did that and literally almost crossed. He hopped up on the curb in the median. And I'm like, what is this clown shooting? Get over. And he just got freaked out. Yeah. And so, it just because I don't know if they got their head. I was like, how do you not hear us coming, for one thing? There's sirens blaring. We weren't sneaky. So I don't know, but it was an eye-opener for me, so I'm guessing it probably was a little bit for you.
Yes.
Good deal. Enough to know that you don't want to go to the ER. Like Tiffany does. Okay. Cool. So you get to do it. Now, and then I don't, do I have the email where you guys are going after that? Because I got the list of the different places you're going.
We're also going to the Roswell Museum and Art Center.
That's right. Next week, you're going to be at the Roswell Museum and Art Center. All right.
And then the week after that, we are going to be at Harvest Ministries.
There you go, which is another. They Harvest Ministries for us. You'll learn when you're there. They help people in need here in town. They also help other organizations that do the same thing, like the Roadrunner Food. You probably be in Albuquerque area. You're probably familiar with that. Mm-hmm. Roadrunner Food Bank. They're kind of the drop off for that. So Roadrunner comes here, and then they distribute to there, and they collect for their own and do. You'll learn all about it. They do great work over there too. So good deal. And then of course the Museum and Art Center. Roswell's pretty culturally. You'll be surprised. We got a lot of, for a town of this size, we've got a lot of culture and amenities do you guys get downtime at nights where you get to go on your own and explore and all that?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, you guys are juniors. Does that put you at 21 yet? I don't even know.
Just 20.
Just 20. So you can't visit all the places.
Yeah.
But you can kind of check out the music scene, check out some of the food and all that. Are you guys foodies? Do y'all like your food? Y'all are tiny, so I don't eat that much food. You're not fat like me. So you must not eat that much. But you guys like. I'm guessing you're from New Mexico, so you probably green chili up everything just like the rest of us do, right? Yeah. But come in. We got some great little food places, great little music scene. There's nice little local flavor. So I hope you get a chance to kind of see some of that when you guys aren't doing all the formal visiting and all that good stuff too. So. All right, so I'm curious, what made you all decide to pursue medical careers? What was it for you guys that you said, this is the path I want to take?
Yeah, for me, I felt like it was a really tangible way to serve other people. I think that servitude is important to me just when it comes to like my beliefs and my faith. And so I felt like a career in medicine was a really tangible way to, meet other people's physical needs.
You're like,
and
look,
serve
I want to serve and help other people. Yeah. And a lot of people need help medically, so that's a good path to do that.
Yeah,
so, very good. For you, Tiffany, what was the draw?
Yeah, I always wanted to be in the medical field because just the sciences really interested me.
Okay.
Like I liked that every day would be different. Like I didn't want like a monotonous.
Hence the reason why you lean towards the ER and the more
definitely.
Emergency medical services.
Yeah.
Okay.
And kind of like Haley was saying, just helping people. That's obviously a huge part of what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Okay. So. For you, Madison, what was that draw?
Well, I also always wanted to be a doctor since I was little. You know, I had the little play doctor toy kit.
Okay. Did you play Operation?
Oh, yes.
Could you get the funny bone out?
Oh, yes.
Without it buzzing?
Almost every time.
Well, then that's almost like in the Matrix where you take the blue pill or the green pill. Like if you can get the funny bone out without it buzzing, that's kind of like an entrance exam. They start. How are you doing today? Next thing you know, you're in the Matrix. But just kidding. Very cool. So I'm assuming all three of you can deal with blood and guts and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where I found out I'm not cut out for medicine.
Right.
I remember when I was younger than you, about 16 or so, and my dad was pulling shutters off the side of a house or on the window. They're decorative. Mm-hmm. But he had a crowbar, and the crowbar kicked back and popped him right between the eyes. And you guys know, whenever you get a wound on your face, like it bleeds.
Yeah.
And I saw that and boom, passed right out. I was like, well, Elaine and Middleton is not for Michael.
It's okay, at least you found out early. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do blood. So, I mean, do like, as far as goals and aspirations, I mean, forget, Roswell and all, people trying to lure you here. What do you guys see for yourselves? Or, I mean, do you envision where you want to settle down in New Mexico? Do you want to, I mean, what's like you want to have the family? What's like the goals here? Like, where do you see yourself in, say, 10 years from now? Where are you hoping to be at, and what are you wanting to do?
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first? I'll make Madison go first. You start this way with Haley first. You start this.
Well, hopefully, because in 10 years, we will be done with med school and hopefully have matched. Yes, exactly. Hopefully have matched into the specialty that we want and been there for a couple years. So I'm hoping. I think I want to go to a like more rural than like even Roswell, I guess.
Okay, you want to get like the one light town. And
exactly.
I got you. Okay.
I do.
All right. You ever seen the movie Doc Hollywood?
I have not, no.
You should check it out. It came out late 90s, early 2000s. It stars one Michael J. Fox. You remember him? Back to the Future. You ever seen that movie? Mm-hmm. It's him a little bit older. But anyway, he's got a gig as like some big-time plastic surgeon in L.A. And he's just graduating medical school, and I think he's East Coast or something like that. And so he's planning his trip out west to interview for the big, highfalutin California job. And he's got his little Porsche, and he ends up driving across the country. Well, anyway, he breaks down in some little podunk town that has no doctor, and it's literally the town doc that visits, and then he's sick and all. And then he ends up getting transformed and turns out to be the small-time doc. And he goes from being the big L.A. doctor to the guy that shows up with the medical bag, and so it's a comedy and a love story, rom-com type thing, with all that. But it's kind of, I think at the end of the day, you're gonna watch and be like, that's where I want to be, Doc Hollywood. For you. All right, Tiffany, for you, where 10 years from now, what are you hoping? What are you envisioning for yourself?
Yeah, so same with Madison. I want to definitely go somewhere rural because they need it the most.
But fast-paced, but rural.
Yeah.
So an ER that gets like one call a day.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Yeah.
Oh, Bob got in a fight with his hog again. I got you. Cool.
Yeah.
Very
something
cool.
like that.
Yeah, so you don't want to be in like L.A. and dealing with gunshots and dang, I got you. You want the fast pace, but not all at once.
Yeah, I want the balance.
Yeah, I get you. That makes sense. All right, for you, Haley, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah, I think kind of similarly in line with Madison and Tiffany.
Okay.
In a rural community or somewhere where there's a need for more physicians, which is pretty much the entire state.
Gotcha. So is this why you guys signed up for this program? Is because of that? Because no, I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on Chicago Med or whatever insert nighttime TV show style hospital. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want something a little bit more working with people and getting creative and talk. Because I would also imagine. I don't have experience here. I'm just kind of imagining. You get to be more personal doctors in small towns.
Yeah.
Whereas Chicago, whatever, it's triaging from one bed to the next, and then your day's done. Mm-hmm. Where here, it's like, hey, how's the kids doing? How's the family?
Yeah.
Did you ever get that thing figured out? That kind of, Plus, it also, because your patients better, it probably gives you a better understanding of your patients. And so when they tell you you've been eating healthy, and you're like, I know what you've been doing. Don't hand me that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very cool. So I gotta, like I said, this is, except for Madison, who spent time here at MMI. What's been some of your favorite aspects of Roswell? So, I'll ask Madison, but she's got a little bit more qualified. But for you guys, first time Roswell, is there anything that stood out so far as things you've been into, or something you want to check out more in your time here?
Yeah, I think kind of how you mentioned, I really like the culture, and like you guys have your own like special niche of like culture and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to kind of do the more like cliche tourist things.
Okay.
And check all that out. That'd be fun.
Very cool. about for you, Haley? Is there any?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed my time here so far. It's only been a week, but I went to a Roswell Invaders baseball game the other night,
nice.
and
You
that
had
was
fun?
fun. Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
And then I've enjoyed getting to meet other people here in the community and learn about just what their favorite things about Roswell are for them. So it's been a really great experience.
And since Madison's got some kind of, you're probably the tour or the tour guide by default because you spent a couple years here in Roswell, right?
Kind of, a little bit.
So how long have you been gone from like just 3 years? I guess you're 3 years in school.
Almost 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so how different is it from now to then?
Well, I have a little sister who goes to the Institute now, so I've been back a couple times.
So you haven't really been like away and then come back like, wow, it looks
yeah.
different. You've been coming back.
Yeah,
before,
exactly.
so.
I was excited to see the Deons, though. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, we're excited. You guys are used to Deons.
We love Deons.
We just got ours, officially here, a year or so
That's
ago.
exciting.
Our Deons and our Blakes were two things we were very happy about. Now we feel like the rest of New Mexico. You know what I mean? Very good. So I'm curious though. Is there anything you want to check out while you're here that you didn't get a chance to, or something that's new that you're like, dude, I wasn't here when I was here. I want to get involved with that.
I'm not
like any restaurants in town that weren't here last time. You're kind of like, do you like Mediterranean food?
I do.
We just got a new Mediterranean place that just opened up about a month ago, and my wife and I tried it. Do you remember the Hungry American? I don't know if you. It's on North Main. It used to be I think it was El Tapatio Mexican restaurant there for a little bit. It's on North Main. You know where there's that hotel, like the something inn. It's like if you go to Walmart, you're too far.
Okay.
It's more like around this. There's like a Farm Bureau place, or there used to be the Froyo, that little shopping center. It's on, like if you're heading north, it would be on your left side. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Well, it's right by there, the Mediterranean place.
Okay.
It's called Sarah's, I think.
Okay.
It's Mediterranean food, and my wife and I had it, so.
We will definitely go
Bring
check
them
that
go,
out.
and you guys like trying new foods and things?
Yeah,
I think those doctors, that's like a rule. Like you gotta feel like you guys gotta be a little bit more like embracing of things that aren't in your wheelhouse, you know, because you gotta, I don't know. And I like doing that. So do you guys like trying new foods, weird foods, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to try anything. I
know this is way off topic. Weirdest food you ever tried?
Oh, goodness. I ate fried alligator once.
Nice. How was it?
It was good.
So you fry anything, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to tell your patients here in about 10 years that don't do that.
Don't eat that. Yeah, no. It's just a couple of pieces.
You can fry a shoe and make it edible. How about for you, Tiffany? What's the weirdest food?
I can't think of anything. Definitely not as adventurous as that.
Nothing? Never tried a fried cricket or a escargot? No. Nothing?
Nothing.
Although, depending on where you're from, things that we eat here, they might find weird too.
That's
some of the green chili fare. But okay, Madison, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
It was not a fried octopus leg, but just like a normal.
Octopus leg.
I'm assuming it was cooked. I'm not sure, but it was probably the octopus.
Okay, yeah, all right. One more. Did you ever get a chance to man, the name just went right out of my head. It used to be Tijuana's down here, the Mexican restaurant. Now it's the gentleman that owns Cerritos. They got a fancy Mexican place. It's north end town. They've got octopus on the menu.
Oh.
They cook it like a steak with a habanero glaze.
Oh.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
That's interesting.
It's pretty good. The only thing that might freak people out a little bit is the suction cups on the legs. Like when you bite into that's got a different feel.
Interesting.
But it's tasty. It's like a sweet habanero glaze on it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very good. So, all right, we're going to stop talking about food. We're going to end up getting hungry here. And so you guys are here for what, another 3 weeks?
Yes.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So now do you guys are staying in town this whole time, or do you get the chance to go back home and visit family on the weekends or something like
We're
that?
staying in town for the most
Okay.
part.
as part of the program there? And do they put you up in a hotel, or do you stay in like families' homes, or how does that all work?
Well, right now we're in an Airbnb.
Oh, okay. Nice. Together, the three of you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like Three's Company. Sorry, that was a show in the 70s and 80s with the anyway. Go watch like Logo or one of those channels. They usually show reruns of Three's Company. But but anyway, cool. So I'm assuming you guys learn a lot about each other living together for the. Did y'all know each other prior to this?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
y'all knew you. Who's got the weirdest living quirks? Just raise hand. Is it me, you, and them? Who's got the weirdest
I
habits?
want to say it's Maddie.
Ah.
Probably
Because
me.
She's
Yeah.
very particular. She has her life figured out.
I got you. You're very. Is it OCD with it or something, or is it?
Yes.
I got
My
you.
mother loves to tell me that.
Hey, if it works for you, God bless you. You know, don't let them tell you different. If that works for you, you do you. You know.
It works for the most part. It's not
Don't let them
terrible.
judge you. It's like, hey, am I here on time? And all? You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. I'm I love that little bit of anxiety you get when you're almost 1 minute late, but you still
Yeah.
make
What a
it.
thrill.
And quite frankly, if someone's cut me open, I kind of want that mindset. Just saying. You know what I mean? I want that particular person who's got my chest open. Just saying. Very cool. But so, I mean, has it been fun for you guys? I mean, you guys really enjoy. I mean, yeah, you're learning and you're getting to do stuff, but are you guys having fun and really getting to do all that? Are you guys kind of on your own as far, or do they give you like the three you get to, or is it everything kind of you have a person a handler that takes you everywhere and does all that? I mean, how does that all work? Are you guys pretty much autonomous and get to, hey, as long as you show up to help with these things like you're supposed to, you're on your own. At 5 o'clock, you punch out. And you can go hit the bar. Or you guys are only 20, but you know what I mean. Go do what you want to do.
We have a really great community coordinator here. Her name is Christina Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
And she's been really great about organizing things for us and coordinating our community outreach events. And then the UNM BAMD program has also coordinated some shadowing for us. So it's really nicely laid out, but there is also some autonomy and, making sure that we get our stuff done. And then there's also time to go out and explore the community. So it's a nice balance.
So now, is this the first year you guys did this, or did you get to do it? Because I didn't know if, like your other years, you get to do it, but in a different town or anything like that. Or is it just a one shot as a junior? Or
Yeah, it's always in the summer after sophomore year.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Because I'm kind of thinking it's like after the one. I mean, once they kind of know that you're committed and all that, and be like, hey, well, all right, I checked out Roswell last year. I'm going to go check out Socorro next year.
Right.
I'm going to check out, Chow. Of course, towns like that might need not need 4 weeks, because I know Roswell's small, but we're not that. You know what I mean? Like 4 weeks, you can do every nook and cranny of Jowl in 4 weeks. I'm pretty sure. You see it like twice. Very cool. Well, is anybody want to say hi to any family, friends that might be listening here that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, our great friend Nadia might be listening. So if you're listening, hi.
Hello.
Hello, Nadia.
Hello, Nadia. Do you ever get like your friends coming down and visit while you're here and stuff? Do you get that chance to have that?
Yes, I feel
Cool.
like people can come visit us.
Good.
Yes.
You're allowed.
Yes.
Good. I didn't know. I'm just trying to think what the rules are. So I was in the military, and they kind of told us what to do all the time. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands when they leave me to my own devices. Very cool. Well, thank you guys for spending time with us. Have some fun here, and who knows? One of you three, maybe. I might be going in with some kind of messed up, something or other, and the next thing you know, you're the one that...
We'll be there.
It's like, there's the dummy on the radio. That guy, he's still alive. I thought they would have stuck his finger in an electrical socket by now or something. But thank you guys.
Yes,
and thanks for, doing what you do. I mean, like I said, Hale, you guys, all of you are here because you want to help people. And that's awesome.
Exactly.
Great. And hopefully next thing you know, we're seeing you guys, and you're all going to be the next. You're going to be those people that are running the show and telling us how to make life go on and groom the next generation of pretty soon you're going to be on that side and and they're going to be little young men and women your age looking at you like, I want to be a doctor. And you're going to be like, all right, do this, That's going to be great. So thank you guys, and have fun here the next couple weeks while you're here too. And so I'd be curious to see, I almost kind of want to hear what adventures you get into. Like before you go, maybe we can get you to pop in for like 5 minutes and say,
tell some stories.
Like, I almost want to give you a checklist of things. Go in here, go check this out, and then report back like at the end and all that. So,
well, thank you so much for having us.
Anytime. If you need recommendations, me or someone else can put you in there. Of course, Christina can help you. All that. She knows where the fun is. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. And good luck.
Thank you.
And keep working hard. I know, I'm sure it's going to get harder, not easier from this point.
Probably.
As the years progress, the information doesn't get easier to obtain. Are you all pretty well versed in Latin? I would imagine you got to, because almost all the words you have to do, the nomenclature's in Latin. So, like, I remember in high school, they're like, "Don't take Latin; it's a dead language." I'm like, unless you want to be a doctor, then then you're going to understand every word, So I took Spanish, 3 years.
Oh wow!
I barely speak Spanish. Barely. I still add a few O's on the end of words just because it feels right, even though it's not. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It is 8:56. Let's take a quick break before news. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The prices of gas, food, and most other goods and services jumped in May, raising inflation to a new 4-decade high and putting the squeeze on American households. Consumer prices surged 8.6% last month from a year earlier, faster than April's year-over-year increase of 8.3%. The Biden administration has scrapped former President Donald Trump's red, white, and blue design for the new generation of presidential aircraft after an Air Force review suggested it would raise costs and delay the delivery of the new jets. Trump in 2018 directed that the new jumbo jets shed the iconic Kennedy-era robin's egg blue and white design for a deeper navy and streak of dark red. The Trump paint scheme is not being considered because it could drive additional engineering, time, and costs. That's according to an administration official who spoke on the condition of anonymity. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
No doubt about it, summer is a time for family fun and adventure. And whether it's a drive across the country for an epic vacation or a drive across town for epic ice cream, you have to have a vehicle you can depend on. A vehicle that's comfortable for the whole family and all your gear. That's why you should begin your summer adventures at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, you'll find southeastern New Mexico's largest inventory of exceptionally nice pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. All have survived a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford even gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee. So where do we get such great pre-owned vehicles? Well, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks. If you have one you want to sell, we'll make you a cash offer on the spot and give you a week to think about it. Cross town or cross country, get your summer adventures started right with an upgraded ride from Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main, the official sponsor of Summer Fun.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Healthcare Center and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
Let the Valley Cafe cater your next business meeting or lunch. Call ahead, 575-755-3287 and place your order. The Valley Cafe, 575-755-3287.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side. Do not go away.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The House panel looking into the U.S. Capitol riot has just resumed its hearing this morning on Capitol Hill. Correspondent Bob Agnew's covering.
Rich, the panel got off to a slow start after a big change in the lineup as former Trump 2020 campaign manager Bill Stepien abruptly pulled out of his scheduled appearance. He was just one Trump insider. Committee member Liz Cheney has vowed would be appearing.
You will hear testimony live and on video from more than half a dozen former White House staff in the Trump administration.
House Republican Study Committee Chairman Jim Banks says Democrats are trying to use the hearings as something of a Trojan horse.
To abolish the Electoral College, to intimidate President Trump's aides, to block him from ever appearing on the ballot again.
Committee members say they have uncovered enough evidence for the Justice Department to consider a criminal indictment against the former president. Bob Agnew reporting.
A bipartisan gun proposal has emerged in the Senate, described as a framework and not an actual bill at this point. It would offer modest gun curbs while bolstering efforts to improve school safety and mental health programs. Wildfire about 6 miles north of Flagstaff, Arizona, forcing evacuations. And there may be more on the way. Some homeowners, though, opting to stay put, at least for now.
I'm ready to go if I have to go, but I'm not in this situation yet, so I'm going to go back to my house and, see what else I can find and pray. Pray.
She spoke with ABC 15 in Arizona. One person was killed, another critically wounded. Police say a gunfight broke out last night among family members at Grady Memorial Hospital in downtown Atlanta. The search now on for 3 suspects. On Wall Street, the sell-off continues. Dow down 829 points, while the NASDAQ is off 487. More on these stories, townhall.com.
I've always been kind of cynical towards advertising, which I know doesn't make much sense considering I'm currently recording a commercial. It's all the fluffy words that make us cynical, right? A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a blue light special, but only, of course, if you call right now. It all kind of makes me nauseous, and yet here I am about to say that right now actually might be a once-in-a-lifetime moment for some of us, and that is the opportunity of a cash-out refinance. Arguably never has there been a moment in time like the last few years where home values have jumped at crazy historical levels, leaving all this extra money sitting inside our homes. A cash-out refinance lets you put that extra money in your pocket to use for life. If you'd like to see your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
The Japanese yen plunging to its lowest level against the U.S. dollar since 1998. The gap between the two currencies growing as the Fed hikes interest rates, while Japan's central bank declines to follow suit. The BBC's Sirin Janatawari reports from Singapore.
Japan is largely driven by exports, and so in the past, a cheap yen has actually helped the economy. So a large automobile company, for example, would get more returns from repatriating profits made overseas. But materials are getting more expensive around the world, and so this time around, a weak yen could inflict more pain on businesses and customers at home. The yen is important to international financial markets, is the world's third most traded currency. Asian stocks were down in early trade.
And it is not only Asia, other overseas stock markets also plummeting. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. A serious health challenge for a top country music star.
Good as I once was. I got a few.
Toby Keith has stomach cancer. The musician announcing on Twitter yesterday that he has been undergoing treatment for the disease since last fall. Keith says in the past 6 months he has undergone surgery for the stomach cancer, and it has been followed up with chemotherapy and radiation. The Oklahoma native, who turns 61 next month, says right now so far so good, but he says he does need time now to breathe, recover, and relax. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
On Wednesday, the Food and Drug Administration will ask an outside panel of experts to vote on whether to recommend Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for youngsters under the age of 5. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow down 868 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What? in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Oh, I forgot to turn your mic on.
Tracing Viernos.
The masochist hour of Mornings with Mike. I just whacked myself in the head.
You did. I've done that. I was going to say
with the headphones.
you underpull or it snaps back like,
Yeah. I did enough to cause a visible owl before I hit the button.
You know what else I've done? I've never done it so much that I've chipped a tooth. But have you ever had a hard mic and actually hit it with your teeth? Oh, that's painful.
Yeah,
that sucks.
For those who don't know, when one gets in radio, when they teach us etiquette on microphone and all that stuff, they always tell us to eat it. So I'm always been one of those people where my lips are touching the microphone.
You tend to eat it. I don't get as close.
Yeah.
I get...
Hence the reason I got the bigger, fluffier muff than
That's
everybody
true.
else.
You do have a fluffy muff. If there's one thing I've always known about you, Mike, it's that you do have a fluffy muff.
I sure do.
I like it like that.
I do.
Yeah. I always go just kind of offside.
Yeah, I know. I always stick my lips right on it, and I'm kind of doing this.
Yeah, which makes me feel a lot better knowing that I'm your fill-in host. Thanks for that.
Don't lick my mic.
I don't. But it's you're still with us when you're when you're not with us.
It smells like
there's a reason they call the mustache a flavor saver. All right.
It smells like so many McDonald's Fridays.
It smells of you. The studio, you've left your essence, your musk, if you will.
So many breakfast fish sandwiches.
Oh, God.
Fried crickets.
By the way, what kind of savage microwaves fish?
Me.
That's insanity. That blew my mind. So for a little inside baseball, our co-host, young Roy, we got into a thrilling conversation on Friday when he was talking about, when you microwave fish or something like that. I'm like, hold on. Hold on. Who microwaves fish? That is a savage move.
I have, but usually not in public settings.
I wouldn't even do it at home. I like my home.
Hey, Tanner, can you let my wife in? She's downstairs. I just got a text. Please, paying attention. But, nothing yet. But anyway, I don't microwave fish in offices because that's not right.
Yeah, unless I am if it's my 2-week notice or something, then I'll do it.
But if I'm at home and I eat fish for dinner or something and I have leftover fish, I will throw it in the microwave.
The reason I bring this up was because it actually kind of stems to what we were off air talking about, talking about last year last hour on air, which is take home food.
Yes.
The last take-home food that I got was when I got far too much catfish at the last time we ate in Artesia.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that home. And I realized if I don't eat this cold, I'm not going to eat this because I'm not going to reheat fish.
And I don't mind cold fish either. I can eat it.
Sometimes. Yeah, I have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But it would have been better if I'd had a hush puppy. That would have really made things, knock things up a notch.
I think you should. I think the move is go walk over to your neighborhood convenience store, nuke that thing, and walk right out.
There you go. Pop it in, give it 45 seconds.
And that's like a high-powered microwave, so you can cut the time in half,
be
in and out before they realize you just hit them with a fish bomb.
Why does it smell like low tide?
Someone's going to be yelling, that stupid Winters told people to do this. Now all the Allsubs smell like fish. Yeah. See, there's ways around it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not that one that it bugs me. So I'm not bothered by fish smell.
Yeah, I guess.
Other smells, absolutely, but fish, not one of them.
I think that maybe is like it's the same gene that like some people like cilantro and some people don't.
Yeah.
That some people are highly offended by the fish smell and some people aren't. I mean, I guess.
You know what? And to be honest, I don't hate cilantro, but there's too much of a good thing with cilantro.
I'm not. I will cilantro everything if I could.
See, sometimes I'll get like a burrito or something, like a steak particularly, and they'll over cilantro that thing. And I'm like, it's too much.
By far, the best street taco I ever had.
Yeah.
This is going to sound offensive. Came from Carl's Jr.
Really?
Yeah, the green burrito back when they had it.
Yeah.
They had street tacos. It was simply a corn tortilla with that steak meat that they use.
Yeah.
And diced onions, actual onions, and cilantro. That was it. I think some lime on it too.
Okay.
And they were the best.
Sounds good.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Yeah,
simple
I've had
and perfect.
Some of the most tastiest things I've had are places that are unexpected, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you would have told me 25 years ago to go to gas stations to get breakfast burritos, I would have said, you're playing Russian roulette. Now, some of the best burritos I've ever eaten come from gas stations.
Yeah. Stripes, they knock if you find a Stripes with a grill, the grill locations, those ones are awesome.
Yeah. I'm not saying all are. Don't get me wrong. I've hit a few, whoa.
Yeah.
But
don't ever get sushi.
Some of the best ones I've had are right there at the gas station.
Don't ever get sushi at a gas station. By the way, I know it's not a McDonald's Friday, but the chocolate pretzel McFlurry.
I haven't had one yet, but
Dude,
I'm on it.
It's a 10.
All right. I'm down.
My only complaint, I will say this now because they're not sponsoring today, put more pretzels in it. Because I was done with the pretzel part by the time I was like halfway through the McFlurry. And at that point, and it's chocolate and caramel too, so that was nice. But
are they chocolate covered pretzels?
I think so, because it says chocolatey pretzel McFlurry. So I don't know.
So if I walked in there with a few zips and threw it in there while they were going.
There you go. There you go. Hey, brought my own. Could you throw a couple of these in here?
They're still warm. Don't touch them.
Yeah, still warm.
All I can think of is mall rats now.
Say.
Well, the other thing I have not tried yet that I'm curious, and I know you've had to have heard about it now, but Arby's has a hamburger now.
The Wagyu beef?
Have you tried it?
No, but I want to.
I keep seeing the commercials. So
I'm not spending money right now.
Yeah,
Michael.
That's true.
That's the problem.
Ooh, he did a Michael. he did a Knight Rider on me. But
don't you go all kid on me.
But I have not tried it yet, but it's on the list of things to eat. I did.
I'm curious because I don't know, Wagyu ground beef feels like an oxymoron. Because Wagyu, the whole point of Wagyu beef is its uniformity and the marbling and the. I just don't know how I feel about Wagyu ground beef. You think it's that much better?
Could be.
Because I'm sure it's more expensive.
Could be. Because, generally speaking, like when you get chuck or whatever, they add fat to the mix when they grind it up to give it that taste.
Sure.
But if the fat is in there au naturel already, maybe.
But how much of it gets cooked off?
Possibly. They just
order for it to maintain ground beef structure,
shrinks up.
It's going to have to lose some of that fat.
Well, maybe.
So I don't know.
Maybe they make them oversized before they cook them, and then when they cook them, they cook down to a bun size.
I would be curious to try, and I'm also not sure how I feel my first Wagyu experience being in the hands of a Arby's chef.
I'm going to try it.
All right, let me know. Just give me an update.
I mean, I'm going to be like the Wagyu's the way to go. I don't know. It's the same reason why I don't go to Long John Silver's for lobster bites.
Tell you this, they got some fantastic clams. I'm like, seriously.
They do.
Up. The best ones, for my money, the best ones in town.
Yeah.
I think they might. Well, I haven't been to Red Lobster.
Well, that's not saying much. It's Roswell, New Mexico.
That's right.
Clams.
You want authentic seafood?
To be honest, it's kind of Russian roulette eating clams in Roswell, New Mexico, to be honest with you, but so be it.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you got to play to win.
Hey, if you don't want to play Russian roulette with your food dishes this weekend, I got another idea for you. Bob Power's going to join us here in just a little bit. They got another big dance happening this weekend out at first at Westminster Presbyterian Church this Saturday night. Cibolo Springs going to be performing, so Bob's going to give us the skinny talk all about that.
Very good.
And, of course, invite you to come on out, bring your dancing shoes, and have some fun with us here. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's take a look at your weather. I wish it was better news, but it isn't. It's going to be hot. Here it is.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today and very hot. Although we can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm, we should get mostly sunny skies. Our high around 105 and windy. Maybe a shower this evening, cloudy overnight, down to 72, and then sunshine and about 105 again on Tuesday. We'll stay in the low 100s Wednesday and mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 86 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 25%. Winds currently out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Heat advisory for today, once again, that's going to take effect at 1 o'clock and remain in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. That's in case you need notice to tell you it's hot out, in case you didn't realize that. But they are saying we have a chance at some showers. Isolated thunderstorms. Maybe that's what I should say. Isolated thunderstorms. Not isolated showers, because it's missing the shower part. They say some of these storms could produce gusty winds. Sunny, hot, high of 106 today with southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Little to no precipitation expected. I don't think there's enough moisture in those clouds to actually hit the ground. But we could see some wind and all that. Hopefully maybe some moisture. They're saying a chance at some isolated sprinkles before midnight tonight. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 74 otherwise. South winds 15 to 20, dropping down 5 to 10 after midnight. Mostly sunny for you Tuesday, high of 103. Southwest winds 5 to 15. Wednesday, sunny, high of 104. South winds 5 to 15. Thursday, looking at a 20% chance at some thunderstorms, believe it or not, for the afternoon. Otherwise, sunny, hot, highs below 100 for the first time this week, 97. Friday, sunny, 97, and then the weekend, sunny, 99. Saturday, sunny, 95 on Sunday. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. We got a 3-minute commercial break to take care of. We'll do that next. And then stick around on the other side. Bob Power's going to join us. We'll talk all about the big dance happening this Saturday night at Westminster Presbyterian Church. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on, with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
No doubt about it, summer is a time for family fun and adventure. And whether it's a drive across the country for an epic vacation or a drive across town for epic ice cream, you have to have a vehicle you can depend on. A vehicle that's comfortable for the whole family and all your gear. That's why you should begin your summer adventures at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, you'll find southeastern New Mexico's largest inventory of exceptionally nice pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. All have survived a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford even gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee. So where do we get such great pre-owned vehicles? Well, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks. If you have one you want to sell, we'll make you a cash offer on the spot and give you a week to think about it. Cross town or cross country, get your summer adventures started right with an upgraded ride from Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main, the official sponsor of summer fun.
Your ride is broke, needs a fix? Come on down, we'll take care of it quick at Big O. Big O Tires. Whatever the problem, we'll ease your fears. We got experience, nearly 60 years at Big O. Big O Tires.
You can always count on your local Big O Tires to give you quality products and trustworthy service, all for a low price. From May 16th through June 19th, get up to $140 in rebate savings on BF Goodrich tires with installation purchase, or get up to $140 in rebate savings on Michelin tires from May 23rd through June 19th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. Void where prohibited. For further details on use and restrictions thereof, see BigOTires.com. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning, Bob Powers back with us to talk about some more dances here. Good morning, Bob. How you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, doing pretty good. Of course, Bob joins us from time to time to keep us up to date on, like a lot of times there'll be maybe like a little revival or a gospel assembly out at the mall or something like that, or like I said, we get these dances from time to time over at Westminster Presbyterian Church, and we get good crowds come out on Saturday night and come enjoy some great music and dancing. Well, if you love those, well, you want to make sure you're out at Westminster Presbyterian Church this Saturday night for another great dance, right?
That's right.
Good deal. Cibolo Springs, they're going to be on the stage doing their thing this week, right?
Yes, sir, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, they do. They kind of, the great thing about them is they got a little something for everybody.
They what?
They've got a little bit of something for everybody.
Oh yeah.
So
Cindy Richardson does mostly old time rock and roll, and her brother Marvin Roberts does country.
Okay. So between the two, they got the rock and the country genres pretty much nailed down.
Yeah, and they do a great job, both of them.
And of course, with that kind of genres into country western with the little blues, because all of those are influenced. The old time rock and roll and country, there's all kinds of blues and jazz and all of that infused into all of that.
And I've been trying forever to get this to happen, and maybe this will be our lucky week. Where we get you up on the stage or up on the tables to dance.
Well, problem is you want to attract people to the event, and I don't know about putting me on a table. People will probably avoid that like the plague. They'd probably pay me not to do that. But it is a fun time. You come on out, and there'll be live music. You usually have refreshments and all that kind of stuff. And
well, we've got something good planned, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work.
Okay.
And that's it. We're going to, I'm going to cook hamburgers on the grill.
You're grilling up the burgers for this one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And we'll have hamburgers and potato salad and
nice.
Or macaroni salad, one of them.
Whatever floats people's boats on the side.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So
nice. You come, get your burger, get kicked back, and hopefully, you come out and dance and things. But if you just want to kick back and enjoy the music and socialize and all that, that's okay too. Come on out.
And they can enjoy eating while they watch you dance on the tables.
Again, the enjoy part's the problem I think most people have with this here. But it is. It's a lot of fun. And if you never had the chance to see Cebu Springs perform and you're a music lover, that's worth the price of admission right there. Just to come and hear them play and play classics that maybe you remember from your young days to stuff that's new to you, maybe.
To give you some idea, Mike, Cindy Richardson years ago entertained on stage in Vegas.
Okay.
And she lived for a while in Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay.
And you know that area has a lot of entertainers.
They do.
She was voted Female Entertainer of the Year 2 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
So she's good.
She's coming with some credentials here and some.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if her brother Marvin wanted to compete, he would win a lot too because
he's equally talented.
Yeah.
Awesome. So do they do stuff together from time to time, or
not very often?
No Donnie and Marie, where one's a little country, one's a little rock and roll.
No.
Had to throw it in there. But now, of course, if you're wondering where, when, and all this stuff, it's going to be this Saturday night at Westminster Presbyterian Church, which is there over by Champion Motorsports and all that, off 4th Street there.
Right behind it, yeah.
2801 West 4th is the actual address if you want to put it in your GPS or whatever to navigate there. It'll be there in the Fellowship Hall. Starts about 6, goes to about 9. And like you said, come on out. $5 is admission to get you into the door, and that'll get you dancing and all that stuff. And like we said, Bob's on burgers, and we got Cebu Springs on the 1s and 2s, the music here. So.
Now, where can you go, Mike, to dance to good music?
Yeah,
and get fed hamburgers and salads and stuff for $5.
Yeah.
Even the hamburgers are more than that now.
Exactly. And let's say you're taking a date, it's $10. Don't tell your date you spent just $10.
Yeah.
But in essence, you just got date night for $10. You can't, not that people do this anymore, but I couldn't even get a trip out of Blockbuster for $10 back in the day. I was dropping at least $15, $20 at Blockbuster when I was looking for an entertaining. No one goes to Blockbuster anymore, but back in the day like that, so $10 for a great night of dancing and food and socializing and meeting new people, and that's the great thing about it. If you want to make it date night, come bring your significant other, spouse, awesome. But go solo, go stag too. If you're wanting to meet some new people or looking to maybe people that like dancing and like some of the same things you have, great place to meet them is at a dance. So come and meet them. Come meet some new people, and it's at the church there, so you meet some good-hearted people and some nice, friendly people.
And since your wife is here, maybe she could influence you to dance on the tables.
I couldn't get him to dance at our wedding.
That's kind of important, and I didn't do it. Yeah, it's kind of like the. Getting to see me dance is like trying to see like a unicorn or something. It just doesn't happen, And to be honest, trust me, it's better for all that I don't.
You could always go with the classic move.
Yeah. No, there's nothing classic about my move. They are bad, and I can't sing and I can't dance. Those are my two.
You put on the tequila song, and you could do the Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah,
That's the classic.
Yeah, I can't sing and I can't dance. It's one of the two. I'll talk your ear off, but I can't sing and I can't dance. It's not what I'm good at. But anyway, that's why I leave it to the professionals.
Well, I'm going to be starting dance classes. So.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of classes are they teaching you? What types of dance?
I'll be teaching ballroom.
Okay.
Country.
So you're teaching. You're the instructor.
Ballroom country and Latin dancing.
Wow. Can you Latin dance, Bob?
Huh?
Can you Latin dance? You do a little salsa or you do some of that kind of style of dancing?
I've been teaching dancing since 1975.
Okay. I just don't picture you as a salsa dancer. I couldn't. I could see some of the others, but like the Latin style, that's a lot of hip work, Bob.
I know.
Very cool.
Very cool. Good for you. So now, come on out to the dance Saturday night and make a request of Bob to do some Latin dancing out at the, maybe we can get Cibola Springs to play a more Latin-y song, and we'll get Bob out there dancing to his Latin grooves.
Now, what kind of country dancing do you teach?
The country dancing is a two-step, and country waltz.
Okay.
Let me tell you a quick story about the Latin dancing.
Okay.
I was teaching it years ago out at the college, and Dennis and Carol Kintai were in my class.
Ah, they were students.
And I got up and I told everybody that we're going to start the Latin dances now, and the difference in the two basically is the hips going from side to side, you know. And Dennis said, "Not me. I'm not good." And I showed him the steps and everything, and I had a lady named Laquita Sisk that was helping me then.
Okay.
And I asked her to turn the music on, and I had my back to the people, and everybody started laughing.
Yeah.
And I turned around and looked, and Dennis's hips were going 3-4 feet each side of where he was standing.
Nice.
He was swinging those hips.
Nice.
And they took the lessons because they were going on a cruise.
And so they wanted to be proficient.
They wanted to know how to dance. When they came back, I asked them, I said, "Well, how was the dancing on the cruise?" Dennis said, "We never danced a step." He said that the music just wasn't the type that they liked to dance to.
It was all club or wasn't things where you do a salsa or a waltz or something like that. Yeah, okay. But too bad that was probably before the days where everyone had camera phones and could record everything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that would go viral very quick if we got a video of the former mayor with the hips going 3 feet in either direction. I'd like to see that video.
But Saturday night's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is. It's a good time. It's if you're looking for some place to hang out and have a good time.
If you're single and don't have a partner, don't worry about it, because the men that are there, they love to mingle and dance with different women.
Okay.
So they go around and ask all the ladies to dance. The ladies, most of them aren't shy. If they want to dance and nobody's asking them, they'll ask the men.
Hey, look, I'll get up. Somebody's dancing somewhere, one way or another. Yeah. That's great. So if you love dancing, come out. Maybe you're a little shy about it and need that little nudge to get on the dance floor. Maybe this will be that. There'll be a bunch of people there that can help you do that.
Well, I'm the only one out there that's shy, Mike.
Yeah. Somehow doubt that. But like I said, come out and it's going to be at Westminster Presbyterian Church there on 4th Street, 2801. Everything starts about 6 p.m. So get there, and we'll be done by 9. So you'll be still home early enough to get home and watch your news and all that stuff before you go to bed. And come and just have a good time. And like I said, Bob's on burgers. How's your burger grilling skills, Bob?
How's what?
Your burger grilling skills. You pretty good at on the grill with the burgers?
Well, let me put it this way. I used to own a restaurant here.
So was burgers on the menu?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're good. Because you can say you're in a restaurant, but if it was like Mexican food, that doesn't tell me much about burgers.
I've got a lot of experience at it.
Good deal. So he's on burgers. You're on the dance floor. Come on out and have some fun. Cibola Springs on the music here. So, and of course, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Bob. You can reach out to Tom Blake over at Westminster Presbyterian Church. They'd be happy to give you some more information about this, too.
Or they can call me at 575-910-4648.
Yeah.
Or Tom Blake at 575-420-3434.
Okay. We also got is this the church number, the 622 number?
Yeah, the church number is 622-2801.
Yep, that's it. Yep. So you can also call the church there if you have any questions about anything there, or if you want to be involved. And, of course, if you want to learn more about Westminster Presbyterian Church, if you want to come out to services or learn about some of their different events and things that they've got, come on out.
Well, they've combined the church.
Have they?
Now,
Good.
yeah. Now it's Westminster Presbyterian and Victory Outreach.
So it's all one entity.
It's all one entity, yes.
In which they do a great, Victory Outreach is a great fellowship that really helps people struggling with things.
And they're two different kinds of churches, but they mesh well together.
Gotcha. Well, at the end of the day, the end game's the same. All getting closer with God, and that's they all have the same end game, just different paths on, for the people that are coming from different paths to get there. That's all. That's all it is, really. Some have dealt with a lot more struggle, and they're going through a different path. And Victory Outreach helps those folks that have gone. But the path to God is the path to God, whether it's the one that you took a few detour turns on, or the one that was a mostly straight path, but it's still the path,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, absolutely. So, good deal. Come on out this Saturday night. Come and like I said, it's going to be, if you love classic rock, you love country western, you love a little bit of everything like that, you're going to have a great time. Like you said, you're probably going to be blown away by the quality of the entertainment that night. So you're going to go there, and it's like, that was way more than I expected it was. And then just when you think that's done, and you're going to eat one of Bob's Burgers, not the TV show, actual Bob Power Cooking Burgers. There's a show called Bob's Burgers. It's a cartoon show on Fox, but different burgers. And then come on out and enjoy the music, enjoy the fun. And you do this, once every month or two, or a couple months? You usually have one of these or so?
We try to do it every month.
Yeah.
But now in the summertime,
people are on vacations and stuff.
We probably won't do another one until August or September.
Okay, so like early fall, late summer.
There's too many events in the summer, camping, vacations, working out in the yard.
Yeah.
There's just too many.
We're avoiding the heat and hiding in a shady spot. But definitely, come have some fun. And of course, if you're looking for a church home, there'll be plenty of people there that can tell you more about Victory Outreach and the Westminster Presbyterian Church and all that. But by no means, if you just want to come and dance and have fun, then it's there for you. But if you want to parlay this into an opportunity to maybe meet some great people that celebrate God with you, then there's going to be those folks there too. So, absolutely. Bob, is there anything we missed?
No, just how you'll dress if you dance on the tables.
Appropriately.
We'll get you to wear a kilt.
There you go. You know what? I'd be okay with a kilt. That I can get behind. I've even worn stockings before, so I just don't want to go into total nudity situations because that's not appropriate for anybody. That is a disservice to society if I have to do that. So, but a kilt, I think I could pull a kilt off. Actually, I'm Irish, so I'm not quite Scottish, but I think I could pull off the kilt.
Okay.
I'm not getting on the table with the kilt, though, Bob. That's a faux pas.
Do we need your boss's approval?
Oh, that one, no. If I'm in kilt, it's strictly low ground activity. We're not going up high on the kilt.
Have to wear shorts underneath.
I think there is some kind of special underwear they wear or something. I don't know. Some kind of Scottish underwear magic pants or something. I don't know. But
well, you can always If you're going to wear a kilt, you can always wear a thong bikini.
Well, there's a diet for you. Well, Bob, as always, appreciate the visit, and we'll see you out here Saturday night, and appreciate all you do for the community. So.
Well, appreciate you, Mike. You do a lot for the community, and it's appreciated.
Whether they want it or not. Well, thank you, Bob. Have a great week, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
It is 9:40. Let's pause for some news. Your Sean Hannity update. Also get you into your Wall Street business update as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The mayors of Carlsbad and Jowl are formally disputing the results of the 2020 U.S. Census, saying the once-a-decade population count left a lot of people out in southeast New Mexico. Carlsbad Mayor Dale Janway, for instance, said the official census figures show Carlsbad grew from 27,000 people in 2010 to a little more than 32,000 in 2020. But he says oil and gas employees are not figured in. Even though they're only in the area temporarily, he says they should be counted. President Joe Biden said Saturday he was escalating federal assistance for New Mexico as it faces its largest wildfire in recorded state history. The fire started with prescribed burns that were set by the U.S. Forest Service, a standard practice that's intended to clear out combustible underbrush. But the burns spread out of control, destroying hundreds of homes across 500 square miles since early April. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
If you look at people that were already struggling to pay their rent, pay their bills, keep their head above water, and the poor and the middle class and people on fixed incomes, they cannot possibly begin to afford all of this. So the question you got to start asking yourself, well, where are they going to cut? Are they going to cut back on their rent? Well, rent increases are about 20%. Are they going to cut back and not have a phone? I don't think most people can survive without a phone. So now it's, okay, instead of occasionally having steak, occasionally going out, all those things are out the window. If you have an annual vacation, that's probably out the window. If you were thinking about trading in your car and getting a new car, well, there's nothing available anyway. You can't get a used car because that's 40% higher because of Biden inflation. So where do you cut?
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Listen, the last time the economy looked like this, the stock market tanked 50%, and the U.S. dollar lost 46% of its value. And the price of oil quadrupled. Hey everybody, it's Linda from Hannity. And while the U.S. economy collapsed and inflation ran through the roof, the price of gold shot up 1,300%, and silver rocketed over 800%. So if history repeats itself, we could see it happen again. Can you afford to miss what could be the biggest gold and silver boom of our generation? That's why I want you to call Goldco at 855-815-GOLD. Because when you do, you'll not only get the chance to protect your retirement savings with gold and silver, and as a Sean Hannity listener, you can get $10,000 or more in free silver just for doing it. This is a rare opportunity, so don't miss out. Call 855-815-GOLD. 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today and very hot. Although we can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm, we should get mostly sunny skies. Our high around 105 and windy. Maybe a shower this evening, cloudy overnight, down to 72, and then sunshine and about 105 again on Tuesday. We'll stay in the low 100s Wednesday and mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Sharply lower open this morning for Wall Street, the benchmarks adding to Friday's significant losses that were triggered by a surprisingly bad inflation report and fears that a recession is unavoidable. The S&P, down more than 20% from its all-time high, is now trading in bear market territory. Speculation building that the Federal Reserve later in the week may raise its key short-term interest rate by 0.75 of a point. That's triple the usual amount and something the Fed hasn't done since 1994. Traders now see a 42% probability of such a large increase, up from just 3% a week ago, according to CME Group. On Wednesday, the Food and Drug Administration will ask an outside panel of experts to vote on whether to recommend the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for kids under the age of 5. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
This lot is hot. The summer of savings is on now at Roswell Nissan with scorching savings on a fresh lineup of amazing vehicles like a 2016 Nissan Altima for just $319 a month, a 2015 GMC Terrain for just $269 a month, or a 2016 Jeep Cherokee for just $209 a month. Get a Mexico resort vacation or Apex Cinema movie ticket just for stopping by, an Apex Cinema gift card with any test drive, and your choice of splash pad with purchase. And register to win a trampoline basketball hoop combo to be given away June 18th at 1 p.m. The summer of savings on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Is there anything worse than waking up tired from a sleepless night and walking outside to that 100-degree weather? That burst of heat just makes you feel even more tired. Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and we are the experts in sleep apnea oral appliances. We can help you get the quality sleep you've been missing without that bulky face mask. Wake up refreshed and ready to enjoy those big summer plans. Let us help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental in Roswell or call 622-4455.
It's been a long, cold, boring winter, and children in neighborhoods everywhere are waiting to hear those magical words. The pool's open! Summer weather has finally rolled around. Make sure your pool is ready. Preparing and maintaining your pool for summer the right way will create a season full of smiles instead of headaches and make your life much easier. Soft Swim, the chlorine-free sanitizing system by BioGuard, only at Mays Lumber Company.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Your health is important. At Kelly Nutrition inside Roswell Medical Clinic, our goal is to help you lead a healthier lifestyle. We carry a complete line of vitamins and supplements, including products from Now and Protocol. We also have a huge assortment of essential oils, healthy teas, and nutritional supplements. And if you're on the keto diet, we have everything you need to make your diet a success. Kelly Nutrition inside Roswell Medical Clinic at 111 West Hobbs in Roswell. Stop by or call today, 575-623-3311, and start your journey to a healthier you. Kelly Nutrition and Roswell Medical Clinic. Don't wait for an illness to start valuing your wellness.
Have you ever thought, Mom and Dad are beginning to need more help, but with a busy job and raising a family, you just don't have the extra time? Personal Care by Design is just what you're looking for. We can be there when you can't, from 1 hour a day to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All of our caregivers are carefully screened, and we are the only personal care service that is overseen by a registered nurse. Competitive rates, great people, and experience is what sets us apart. So when you need extra help at home with your loved one, you can count on Personal Care by Design. Personal, private, and protected. Call us at 575-625-9471 for your personal care needs and receive a free nursing evaluation. That number again is 575-625-9471.
In times of uncertainty, one thing seems to be constant. Crime tends to rise. Zenith Security Services, a locally owned company that's invested in our community, reminds you that for less than $5 a day, you can be proactive in protecting your home, family, and assets with a monitored alarm from a top UL-rated company. The hardest calls we receive at Zenith Security are those needing our services after the fact. Call Zenith Security Services at 575-626-3521 to schedule your free security assessment today.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard, aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 50 minutes after 9 o'clock. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up today's show. Hey, I do want to put some dates on your radar here. Vitalent's got some blood drives happening here in the month of June. Next one will be happening the 14th, which is tomorrow, right? Today's the 13th? I don't have a... Yeah, so it'll be tomorrow. It's going to be at the Roswell Community Office, and that's in Roswell. Just says Roswell Community. I don't know what that means. Community Little Theater? I don't know. I apologize. I just happened to look and was reading it, and it just says Roswell Community Drive name, and it's location office. And they are going to have that's going to be from 1:30 to 5. I don't know what Roswell Community is. I don't know, but they're going to be doing one on the 16th, this Thursday, at the Vitalent office. From that'll be from 11 to 3, and then they're going to be at the Historical Society next Tuesday from noon until 5 p.m. So you can donate blood at any of these. Just call Vitalent or go online to Vitalent's website, and you can get signed up through there and give that gift of life and donate blood. The deadline has passed, but I bet if you reach out to Elaine, they might be able to. I don't know. At this point, I don't know, but I say if you want to go, try anyway. But the 2022 Community Leader Awards Banquet, that's put together by the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. That is happening Thursday, June 23rd, and it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. There on the New Mexico Military Institute campus, there in the VMV Hall. They are going to honor 5 different individuals with 4 different leadership awards, and they've been doing this Community Leader Awards Banquet for years. They haven't had an actual in-person banquet the last couple because of COVID. So this is the first banquet back in several years where we actually have a banquet with food and people sitting around tables and talking and all that good stuff. So it will be June 23rd. We're going to be honoring, like I said, 5 different individuals with 4 different awards here. And they all know, obviously. Cost is $30 per person, and that includes dinner, a delicious dinner. Or you can get a table of 8 for $225. And of course, if you've got friends, families, business sponsors, that kind of thing. The RSVP deadline was last Friday, June 9th. However, if you call them in the next day or two or email in the next day or two, I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to get you in. But if you wait the rest of this week or later this week, probably not, because they got to get these numbers to the Institute folks, to all of the people that are actually doing logistics for this event. They need these numbers. So hopefully you have RSVP. But if you haven't, I bet you can get it done today. What you need to do is call or text Elaine Mayfield at 575-626-2640. Again, that's 575-626-2640. Give her a reservation. You could pay at the door on the 23rd. No worries there. Or you can shoot her an email, Condor, CONDOR, at DFN.com. That's Condor at DFN.com. And again, this is going to be June 23rd, 6:30 p.m. at the New Mexico Military Institute in the VMV Hall. They're also going to be recognizing the 2020 and 2021 honorees. And then also the 2020, 2021, and 2022 Teen Leadership Institute scholarship winners at this event as well, too, because of the COVID world, we haven't honored all these folks in a while with dinner and all that. So we're going to do it. Now, the 2022 award winners are, and our spotlight for this year's banquet, our Leadership Roswell Alumni Award winner went to Margaret Kinnard. The Commitment to Youth Award went to Tina Cisneros. The Outstanding Leader Award went to Jason Perry, and our Lifetime Achievement Award winners were Kay and Dale Rogers. So we got 5 different honorees. Of course, Kay passed here just recently, but we are honoring their together as a couple, their achievement, lifetime achievement of service to this community. So we'd love to get people to come on out for a great meal. I to be honest, I really want those tables filled. That's the thing. I would love to make sure that everyone gets a meal and gets a ticket, comes out to this thing. So when we honor these 5 people and the people from 2 years ago and the people from last year, they see a sea of tables of people respecting and cheering them on. And because
that's how it should be after the time we've gone through with everybody just being cooped up. And God, everybody remembers the drive-through.
Oh yeah.
Fundraisers. I mean, how much fun were those? Besides the fact that we got to see Mike in fishnet stockings, besides all that,
they are fun.
It did birth Big Flat Mike.
But it's great to see because, to be honest, these people seek none of this attention. Do not crave it. Do not. They will literally do nothing to tout their things because they don't want that attention. And I mean, and I don't want's a strong word. They don't seek it out. They don't do it for those things, and you generally shy away from it. So it's kind of on us to remind these people you're going above and beyond for our community, and we thank you for that. And that's what that's all it's about. So if you can reach out to Elaine, like I said, the RSVP deadline was Friday. However, I'm pretty sure if you give Elaine a call this morning and say, please, I want to get a ticket, she'll make it happen.
Beg.
I think. But
plead.
If you do it later this week, she's going to tell you to pound sand. Maybe not. She'll do it a lot nicer than I would, but she's basically going to tell you to pound sand. So just. But today, I think we can get that in. What? That was a look. What was that look? You've heard me say pound sand before. Like, that was shocking. She's my barometer. She gives me a look like I just said something.
You've gone too far?
I'm like, what did I do? That wasn't that bad.
I was just thinking on Elaine's side, if she's listening to you right now, and she sounds like a sweet lady, and here you are saying she'll tell you to pound sand, I could just see her expression being like, oh.
Tell you
That's what that look was about.
She was, tell you what, I bet you kick rocks.
When you're done pounding that sand, go kick some rocks. Either way, all I'm saying is get it done today.
Yeah.
And then I'd love to have you come on out and be a part of it. And, of course, if you want any more information about this year's Galacticon, which coincides with the UFO Festival happening at the Roswell Convention Civic Center, you can also knock that out in one phone call, too. Talk to Elaine. She can help you out there.
I've got a list of issues that I'd like to deal with today. Thanks for taking the time with me on the phone.
Elaine, I got a checklist of items I need to address.
Some things we need to go through, Elaine.
Yeah.
Are you sitting down? Hopefully you're sitting down.
So, I got 2 minutes. You haven't watched any of The Boys
I'm going to
yet?
start The Boys tonight. No,
Okay.
I got into a Stranger Things loop. Actually fell
Is
asleep
that good?
watching. So far, dude, it's fantastic.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of episode 4. I fell asleep and woke up in 7. So
okay.
I mean, it wasn't because it was boring. It was because I was tired. My mind was sort of blown from the events from this last season. But because of the way everybody's been talking about The Boys, I really want to get into that one.
It's I've watched the first 4 episodes. I've had fun enjoying it. Now I'm into 4 episodes of the Pistols, which is it's a series on Hulu about the Sex Pistols, the punk rock band of the 70s and 80s.
And you said it was more about like mental illness than it is about.
It's as much a journey down that as it is the band, because let's face it, if you're into the things that the people of the Sex Pistols,
right,
and what the partying and the craziness and all of that, something's got to screwed up in your childhood to make you want to be into that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened with these guys, And I'm not even talking about Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious. I'm talking about the other guys.
Oh, really?
The other guys.
Okay.
Those two are more at least the impression I'm getting.
They were the face.
They were the face. The real band was the guitarist and the drummer and the bass player. They're kind of the 3 friends.
And here, I always thought it was just the big story about Sid and Nancy was the big story.
Yeah, that's to be honest, the band in and of itself, it's not Sid and Johnny Rotten. It's the other guys. But it's pretty good so far, the 4 episodes I've seen. But yeah, it's a little trippy. So you got to pay attention or you're going to get lost. So, all right, we got to go. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you bright and early. 7 a.m. tomorrow. If you missed any part of the show, ksvptv.com. You can check it out there anytime you want.